I'm feeling like a typhoon, yeah. Always speaking out the right tune, and I never show what I like the dark moon. Always looking for me, get no peace of mind. Lurking in the shadows, don't know where she hides. Looking for where she can capitalize. Cloaked in the dark with the eternal guise. But I know you want to live underneath. Said if you read between the lines, grow terrified of me. Just take a piece of endless nights where demons hide and sing. Jumping off the bridge, take a drift upon the flotsam. Every little single change leading to the outcome. Yeah, look what I've become. Seeking out the reasons to finish what I've done. So many secrets I try to keep hidden. I won't let you see them. It's strictly forbidden. I wish I were kidding, but you never get it. Holding them close until we get to heaven.
Oh God, I'm a rookie! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll. We get ready to set these drivers loose. It's the Saturday Night Super Series here in this one as practice coming to a close, and we're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to go right into battle here in this one as heat race number 1 is about to get underway. These drivers ready to rock and roll, ready to go to battle here for another wild evening of racing action. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow button if you're new here, as we're going to get ready to rock and roll. We're going to get ready to set these drivers loose. We're going to get ready for a wild night of racing action. We got a ton of drivers, a ton of talent, a ton of amazing racing action to go here. We got some secrets, a little bit of surprises in there as well. We're not only running the race, a 100-lap feature event, but we also got a dash for cash during the intermission. We got a redraw that we're going to be pulling up here as well. So the top 2 out of each heat race are going to go into a redraw, and they're going to be able to try and, maybe advance their position on the starting grid for our A-Main feature event. And then at the end of the evening, we got a beautiful little bit of marble racing to go. We're going to do 2 marble races, $10 going to each of the winners of the marble races, and it's going to be all of the non-qualifiers. So everybody that doesn't get into the A-Main feature event, they are going to have an opportunity to walk away with a little bit of extra tow money as well. So absolutely amazing to see, absolutely amazing to get these drivers in here ready to rock and roll as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 1 here in this one. Starting on the pole in the Dirty South Speed Shop, Cocky Floyd Consulting Speed Ranch number 5H, that is Chris Hill. To his outside in the Apex Racing ride is the 43 of Casey Durand. Starting in position number 3 in the 97 ride, that is Michael Chilton. And to his outside in the 7 ride, that is Stephen Hart. Starting in position number 5 in the 18, that's Brady Miller. And we see Kyle Carter, Michaela Steffs, Kevin Battering, Lucas Rourke, and Warren Samoy in the 3D Racing ride, bringing up the rear of the field as we are quickly green flag racing here at the beautiful Eldora Speedway. Quickly, Chris Hill onto the loud pedal, looking to run away here with heat race number 1, getting a great lead and a great jump here over that 43 ride of Casey Durand. Durand trying to hold on to second as here comes that 97 ride of Michael Chilton, as Chilton looking down to his inside. Chris Hill getting a little bit loose there through 1 and 2. Here comes the 43 in the 97 ride. The 7 of Stephen Hart right there in position number 4, and looking for more is Kyle Carter there in position number 5. Kevin Battering working himself up through the field, and so isn't Lucas Rourke, as these two trying to work themselves up to the front of the field. Lucas Rourke, one of the couple winners that we've had in this series already. He's actually parked it down in victory lane a couple times. He's looking to try to recreate that magic and park it down in victory lane again here this evening. We'll have to wait and see if we can get the 5 ride up towards the front of the field for the redraw, and trying to see if he can punch his ticket into this A-Main feature event, or we'll see him in our consolation races. As out in front Chris Hill sliding back here as the 97 ride of Michael Chilton and the 43 of Casey Durant battling back and forth here for the top spot. A little bit of contact. Hang on to it, Michael Chilton almost getting turned around. Chris Hill having to get onto the binders. There's a caution flag that's going to fly here as unfortunately Stephen Hart tore up here up into the outside fence in corner number 1. A tough break here for the 7 ride. Looks like a ton of damage as well for Lucas Rourke in the 5 machine. So we'll take a look back and see what happened. A little bit of contact towards the front of the field here. Kind of got things log jammed. Kind of got things kind of all rattled up here in corner number 4. Oh, yeah, just unfortunately nowhere to go for Casey. Kevin Battering in there as well. The 18 of Brady Miller. A ton of damage. See the body panels and everything else flying all over the racetrack. A couple wheels there and a lot of damage, a lot of tore up race cars, and unfortunately for Stephen Hart, just nowhere to go here. Some contact between the 5H of Chris Hill. Hill gets into the 97 right there. Going to get him sideways coming out of corner number 4. They're going to get stacked up here. The 5H on the binders trying to shoot up the racetrack. Unfortunately, the 7 ride, not enough time to jump out of the way. Goes up the racetrack into the back of the 5H. And then the 5 ride of Lucas Rourke gets into the back of the 7. And here comes Kevin Battering, nowhere to go. The 18 ride, nothing he can do there as well. And a bunch of tore up race cars as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a few more moments. Bryce Dickinson, what heat you in, brother? He's in heat 4 P9. Oh my gosh, heat 4 P9 for old Brycey Bear. Marble racing, baby, let's go. Yeah, marble racing's it's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a ton of fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in here as we get ready for a very, very good show here. Things are just getting underway. This is only heat race number 1, and the action is already been non-stop here as the 43 at Casey Durant out in front. Delaware File restarts all the way through here, so he's going to be starting on that front row all by himself as they beat and bang door panels here for position number 2. Only 2 drivers will transfer through into the A main feature event. And right now, Chris Hill trying to hold on to that second spot as Casey Durant trying to hold on to the top spot. Gets very loose there down the backstretch. Casey, though, door to door with Chris Hill down across the start-finish line. He's still our leader as the 43 ride out in front. Chris Hill trying to work that bottom side. But here comes Kyle Carter in the 14 ride. The Tri-City Speed Machine trying to jump up into position number 2, and he's not done yet as he's right there trying to look underneath that Apex Sim Racing ride of Casey Durant for the race lead. Brady Miller, who we saw getting tied up in that wreck, he's right up there into position number 4 and looking for more here as he jumps to the outside of Chris Hill. Hill getting very loose as the white flag has been displayed. One more time around, Kyle Carter has taken the lead. A little bit of contact as the 43 of Casey Durant gets into the 14. Here comes Brady Miller as they're going to drag race back down to the start-finish line. Kyle Carter's going to pick up heat race win number 1, and Brady Miller, they're in position number 2. Wowzers, what a run, what a drive right there as Miller and Carter are going to punch their tickets into the A main feature event. Everybody else is going to be going to the consolation races. Wowzers, that was one wild run right there. Oh, Mama Bear always up in the house showing the love. Drive the wheels off it, dude. Come on, he says. Watch out for the black 32C in heat 2. Oh, Jace, my boy. Mr. Do now coming in showing the love. Clifford Bellamy with the like. Alex Dean, Tim Christensen Jr., John Callis coming in with the reactions. Cam Julius with that heart reaction. Braden Carter with the like. Heather Curtis. Brian Wax coming in with the thumbs up. Sean Olson coming in with that heart reaction. Shane Yates with the like and the share. Mama Bear in the house with the like on the stream. Papa Mike in the house as well with the like and the share. Casey Sabrina Childers with the like and the share as well. Michaela Quinn coming in with that heart reaction. Casey Duran with the heart in the chat. My boy Jordan LaFawn, Kevin Battering coming coming in with the thumbs up. Bryce Bear, Bryce Dickinson with that share and the heart reaction. And my boy Matthew Glenn, Mr. Glenn coming in showing the love as well with the like on the stream. My boy Ricky Chandler, Jake Stefanski coming in showing the love with the reactions as well. As we're going to get ready here for heat race number 2. Starting on the pole in the Warrior Wraps number 518, that is Joseph Grandy. To his outside in the 06 ride, that is Tommy Bush. Starting in position number 3 in the 33, that is Luke Zampich. Into his outside in the 07 ride, that is Stephen Gaines. Starting there in 7th, you see Chase Dunow, Terry Boswell, Keith Hackney, Ben Countermarsh, Dylan Cribbs, and John Forsberg bringing up the rear of the field here in heat race number 2. As quickly, Joseph Grandy onto the lap pedal. They're 3 wide right there behind them as they're trying to catch up to our race leader, the 33 ride, Luke Zampich, down on the bottom side, making the 33 ride work on the very bottom group of the racetrack. 3 wide, some contact. Around goes our leader. The top 3 gonna wreck each other down the backstretch, and the caution flag is gonna fly. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you wanted a good turn of events. Well, there it is. Who would have saw that one coming? Unfortunately, Joseph Grandy did not see that one at all out in front. Unfortunately, as they go 3 wide, the 06, the 06, right there in the middle. Luke Zampich comes up the racetrack over the nose of the 06, right into that left rear quarter panel of the 18. Nowhere to go there for Stephen Gaines as our top 4 all collected here in this one. See the 518, unfortunately, sideways on the racetrack, up in the air, almost going upside down. Stephen Gaines going to give him another shot. I do believe that is Chase Dunow hard into the back end of the 06 ride. As everyone scattering around the racetrack trying to make their way through it. Is unfortunately a lot of contact and a lot of carnage right there through corner number 2 and down the backstretch. So we'll get another look at it here. It's just unfortunately here, just everyone running for every inch they can on the racetrack, just running out of room there, 3 wide, out of corner number 2. Things tighten up against the outside wall, and our top 4 drivers all collected in that one. See Luke Zampich still out on the racetrack. That car has definitely seen some better days. That thing is absolutely tore apart here, but he's going to stay out in front and continue to lead the way here in this one as Terry Boswell in the Tri-City Speed number 54 ride there in second. And here comes the NLR Gears Unlimited Papa Mike Promotions number 91 of Keith Hackney. Is Hackney right there in third. Ben Countermarsh in that Sweet Victory Apparel, Majula Say Speed Shop, Mud Duck Racing number 12 ride up into 4th as Chase Dunow right down to his inside. The 22 of John Forsberg and Dylan Cribbs bringing up the rear of the field as Tommy Bush, Stephen Gaines, and Joseph Grandy all parked down pit side as we're going back to green flag racing. A little bit of contact there as the 7-11 ride gets into the 12 of Ben Countermarsh ever so slightly, but it's Keith Hackney out in front. Hackney quickly jumping up onto the top of the board here as he's going to jump up and take that lead away from Luke Zampich. Zampich there in second, a tore-up race car trying to hang on to it, but here comes Ben Countermarsh. Countermarsh down to the bottom side of the racetrack, looking to go for maybe the slide job. Nope, he's going to stay right there in the middle and try to roll down through the middle side of the racetrack to take second away from Luke Zampich. Looks like he's going to make that pass work, but here comes Dylan Cribbs right to his back bumper as the NLR Papa Mike Promotions House of Speed 7-11 ride there into position number 3 now. As unfortunately that beat up number 33 ride, a Luke Zampich just sliding back more and more and more, trying to keep that car pointed in the right direction. Chase Dunow there into position number 5 and some contact. Around goes the, I do believe that was Luke Zampich going around here again. Some heavy damage for Terry Boswell as Boswell, see that right front tire just absolutely tore apart there, sticking up in the air. It's not supposed to do that, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll take another look back and see what happens here. To the 33 ride is just unfortunately he's going to go around in corner number 3. So maybe a little bit of contact out of the 32 ride. We'll take a look down. Yep, there we go. A little bit of contact to the rear bumper, and then they just wash up the racetrack. Nowhere to go for John Forsberg. Nowhere to go there for Terry Boswell as they both get collected, and some pretty heavy damage there as A little bit of a mayhem-filled second heat race of the evening as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Hackney to the point, says Jordan LaFawn. Hackney to the point is right. Joseph Grandy says, glad finally getting a good draw was worth it. Oh, brother Joseph, my boy, that was definitely some tough luck right there, brother. I'm not going to lie. That was some tough luck and an unfortunate break for that 518 ride. You're looking good out in front, too. Just nothing you could do. Just the contact there to your inside and then collecting you. It's a tough one, brother. That's a tough one, but that is a racing, unfortunately, as we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Keith Hackney out in front in that Grip Hackney Live number 91 ride. Dylan Cribbs, his teammate in the NLR House of Speed ride, right there in second with Ben Countermarch, Luke Zampich, and Terry Boswell. Somehow still on the racetrack. He's not giving up, and the way this heat races went, anything is possible here in this one. He's back there only with really 3 tires. I mean, the 4th tire still on the car, but it's not helping him out at all. As we're going to go back to green flag racing, Keith Hackney is going to see that green flag fly back. Countermarch right there in second. Going to slide up in front of Dylan Cribbs here, and he's going to clear that 7-11 right as Cribbs trying to work still underneath of him. Keith Hackney, though, out in front, looking to run away with heat race number 2. He's looking to punch his ticket into this A main feature event. He's looking to punch his ticket into the redraw and into the dash for cash here as well, as we got a little dash for cash later on. Looks like the caution flag gonna come out here for that number 54 ride of Terry Boswell, as Terry just unfortunately slow on the racetrack. Looks like that car has finally given up here. You see the sparks coming out from underneath of it. That thing is just definitely seen some better days. That car is absolutely destroyed. The crew is going to have a lot of work to do here to try to get him back out onto the racetrack for his consolation race. They may have to take him the spare car here off of the hauler and get him back out onto the track, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in just a few more moments. Yo, Kenny Storkson, what's good, Kenny? Kenny coming in. Yo, what's up, my guy? What's up, Kenny? How are you, brother? Kenny coming in, showing the love. Can't get no room. Yeah, there's not a lot of room out there. Not a lot of room, not a lot of spots to take, and unfortunately, everyone being so fast, so good, and no one gonna give an inch. Everyone gonna try to take the inch. Things happen out there. Nice try, Terry. Get him into consolation. Absolutely, Michaela. Absolutely. It was a good try. It was a good effort there. I mean, I liked his, his thought to it that anything can happen. Try to keep that car out there on the racetrack for as long as possible and see if he could get lucky. Maybe another caution flag. He could have picked up a few more spots and maybe advanced a few more positions for his consolation race or into the A main, as Keith Hackney out in front. He's got A main written on the front bumper of this car as he is looking to get it done here in this one, as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time down through corner number 2 and down the backstretch for the 91 ride. Keith Hackney out in front as the battle for that second and final transfer gonna come right down to the wire here, as Dylan Cribbs and Ben Countermarch door to door. But it's Ben Countermarch there in that second and final transfer spot, but Keith Hackney gonna get it done and pick up the checkered flag in heat race number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was only our second heat race of the evening. We got a ton of racing action left to go, and things are already this crazy. We are in for an absolute treat here this evening with so many great talented drivers and everything else. This is going to be a ton of fun, as we're going to get ready here for heat race number 3. Heat race number 3 loaded into the sim and rolling out onto the racetrack, starting on the pole in the Bitcoin 22 ride. That is Brandon Voiles into his outside in the 307. That is Donovan Sorensen. Starting in position number 3 in the number, we get a good look at it here. It's the SB machine. It's the 177 of Timmy Orberson. His outside in the 25 ride, that is Chris Haggard. Starting in position number 5 in the 18 ride, that is the 18 machine of Zach Dykstra. Dykstra starting there in 5th to his outside in the Speed Ranch. Conky Floyd Consulting, Dirty South Speed Shop. KR1, number 27 ride, that is Brady Thompson back there in 6th. Starting in 7th, that is the NLR House of Speed Papa Mike Promotions ride of Cody Gagliano into his outside, the 19 ride, that is Jamie Massey. Starting in position number 9 on the racetrack, it is the 47 of Tim Christensen into his outside. In the 92 is the Tri-City Speed ride. That is the 92 of Casey Childers. As we're going to go green flag racing, heat race number 3 is underway. Quickly, the 22 ride out in front, looking to run away with this one as he's got that 22 machine hooked up on the high side. Having a great run, a great drive is the 25 rider Chris Haggard, quickly jumping up into position number 2 here. Haggard looking very good, but here comes Brady Thompson. Thompson not waiting around. He's picked up 3 positions already here in the first couple laps of heat race number 3, and he's right there on the outside of a transfer spot looking in. The Bitcoin, number 22 of Brandon Voiles, up on the high side of the racetrack, trying to get that car wound up and hitting top speed down these straightaways. So he's rolling that high side momentum, but here comes Brady Thompson looking to the outside of the 25 rider Chris Haggard. Haggard knows that that is the battle for that second and final transfer position into the main feature event, and here comes Cody Gagliano. Cody Gagliano from deep in the field, started in 7th, and here he is right on the back bumper of our race leaders. Brandon Voiles down to the bottom side, gonna go for a little bit of a slide job lane. Here comes Brady Thompson looking back down to his inside. Brady's going to go for the slide job here in 3 and 4 as he's going to jump up and clear the 22 ride as we get a new race leader, Brady Thompson, out in front. So Thompson now leading the way as the battle for that second and final transfer spot continues to rage on. The 22 rider Brandon Voiles holding on that second position. Cody Gagliano, Chris Haggard, and now Jamie Massey up into the picture here as well. We knew it wouldn't take long to see that 19 ride up towards the front of the field. It's the 19 of Massey looking to the outside, the 25 ride of Chris Haggard. Haggard rolling the bottom side as here comes Cody Gagliano down to the bottom side here. Side by side, down across the line, a big slider right there out of the 20R, a big slider out of the 19. Brandon Voiles gonna have to try to cross them both over right there as some great racing action here in heat race number 3. Back there in position number 6, you see the 177 of Timmy Orbison and the 18 of Zach Dykstra back there in 7th. Casey Childers battling with the 47 of Tim Christensen, and unfortunately for Donovan Zortson in that 307 ride, sliding all the way back to that 10th position here. But out in front, it is that Speed Ranch number 27 ride of Brady Thompson. As Thompson continuing to lead the way, Cody Gagliano up into position number 2, and Jamie Massey there in 3rd as the checkered flag has been displayed. That means Brady Thompson gonna pick up heat race win number 3. Cody Gagliano in that second and final transfer spot. That means Jamie Massey going to a consolation race. That is going to be very, very interesting. Just here doing some homework on the competition. Hey, you know what? You always got to do that homework. Michaela says, let's go Tri-City Speed. Get it, Casey. Cheered on that number 92 ride. Casey looked good out there in that one. Get it, Casey Durant, says David Yeager. David coming in, cheering on Casey Durant here in this one. A lot of fast cars, a lot of great talent. This is going to be a great evening of racing action. And things just getting started here. So we're going to get ready for heat race number 4 on the evening. Heat race number 4, loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll. Starting on the pole, it's the 86 ride of Patrick Lemire. To his outside in the Premier Racing Setups, number 11, that is Shane Yates. Starting in position number 3 in the House of Speed 3D Racing, it's the B14 of Brian Wax. Into his outside in the Fireball 823, that is Lance Dubois. Starting in position number 5 on the racetrack in the 17 ride, that is Shannon Law. Into his outside in the 34, that is Brandon Barnhart. Starting in position number 7 in the 9 ride, it is the Speed Ranch number 9 of Bo Stencil. Into his outside in the 75 ride, that is Benji Killian. Starting in position number 9 in the NLR Papa Mike Promotions Warrior Wraps. House of Speed number 84. That is Bryce Dickinson into his outside in the 2 ride. That is PJ Popham as we're going to get ready to rock and roll. Heat race number 4 underway. Patrick Lemire out in front looking to try to run away with this one as they're already 3 wide right there behind him. Quickly, the 9 ride of Bo Stencil 4 wide through 3 and 4. Stencil down the very bottom side, but the 86 of Patrick Lemire is going to lead lap number 1. Lemire out in front, rolling that high side lane, and Shane Yates going to jump right back in line there behind him, but going to cut down just a little bit lower than the 86 here through 3 and 4. Looking to find that speed, looking to try to jump up and take that lead away. Bo Stencil up 4 spots quickly here in this one into position number 3, and don't look now because here comes Bryce Dickinson. Brycey Bear up into position number 5, up 4 positions here already in this one, looking underneath the 14 ride of Brian Wax for position number 4 on the racetrack. A bit of a slide job there at the 84 ride as he looks to try to clear that number 14B, but Brian Wax going to continue battling on here with them as they continue to battle back here for position number 4 and 5. Patrick Lemire out in front. You see some lap traffic there as the 2 ride of PJ Popham going to make a little bit of contact there with that number 9 ride of Bo Stencil. Stencil going to slide up in front of Shane Yates for position number 2. Stencil there on the high side now. Shane Yates looking down to his inside. PJ Popham, see, unfortunately, with some damage on that 2 ride. Not sure what happened to him. Alrighty, as we're going to see the caution flag fly here. So the caution flag coming out in this one. Our first caution flag of heat race number 4. It looks like the 75 ride. Benji Killian, just unfortunately some damage on the 75 ride. Slow on the racetrack. Looks like he's trying to get it down pit side here. I think when he gets turned down into the pits, he has to stop right there, which is still on the racetrack. And they're going to throw that caution flag in a quick hurry there. So none of our race leaders get into him as we'll take a look and see. Just looks like Benji just already slow on the track. Looks like the car is struggling to turn here. Just will not turn to the left, unfortunately, for the bad racing ride. And hard up into that wall and just trying to limp it back down pit road. And fortunately for the 75, he is going to park it there for this heat race as we'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Yo, Kyle Carter, Dustin Lehman, Tyler Briggs, Anthony Karff coming in with the reactions, Joseph Grandy with that thumbs up on the stream, my boy Kenny Storkson with the like, Craig Michael Deacon with the like, Sean Olson coming in with that share, Colby Charles Barnes coming in with that like as well. Chuma coming in, showing the love here in this one as well. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Hopefully I didn't say that wrong. Coming in with that heart reaction is Pat Lemire coming in, showing the love as well with that share. As we'll get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you hit that like button on the stream. Hit that share button. Hit that follow button. Make sure you jump over and show us some love on the other channels as well, as we are also live over on Twitch, and we're also live over on YouTube right now as well. So you got a couple different options here to view the races this evening. As out in front, we're going to see that green flag fly once again. A little bit of contact. Shane Yates down low underneath the 9 ride. That's going to open up the door here for Bryce Dickinson. Bryce Dickinson down low, trying to work himself underneath the 11. Unfortunately, gets into the inside wall. That's going to kill all of his momentum. Here comes Lance Dubois and the 14B of Brian Wax. Patrick Lemire out in front, though, continuing to lead the way as Bo Stencil and Shane Yates are going to duke it out for that second and final transfer position here in heat race number 4. Door to door down into corner number 1. The 86 ride looking to run away with it as the battle rages on here for second. We see the battle back there for position number 4, as well as the Papa Mike Promotions number 84 ride of Bryce Dickinson trying to hold on to 4th position. You see PJ Popham trying to work himself up through the field here as well, as he's going to slide up in front of Brian Wax. as he's going to try to work himself, even with that damage, up inside the top 5. As out in front, Patrick Lemire going to see that checkered flag fly. That time by as the 86 ride is going to punch his ticket into the A main feature event. Shane Yates right there in position number 2, as he's going to work himself into the show as well. What a run, what a drive right there for heat race number 4, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for our first consolation race of the evening. We got 2 conties, 12 laps, top 8 will transfer through into the A main feature event. That means half the field will unfortunately be loading up their rides and joining the fans in the stands here in this one. So all these drivers going to be on top of their game, on top of the wheel, looking to try to punch their ticket into this A main feature event. Starting on the pole in the 49S, it's the Tri-City Speed Machine of Michaela Steffs, as she starts there in that pole position here in our first consolation race of the evening. Her outside in the number 19 ride is the NLR House of Speed Pump Mike Promotions ride of Jamie Massey. Starting in position number 3 in the 3D Racing House of Speed number 77 ride, that is Warren Samoy into his outside in the 25 ride. It is the Edge Motorsports, that is the 25 of Chris Haggard. Starting in position number 5 in the 18, that is Brady Miller into his outside in the 22, that is Brandon Voiles. Starting in position number 7 in the 177, that is Timmy Orberson. And then to his outside in that 94, that is, actually it is the, in the inside is the 94 of Kevin Battery. Then we see Zach Dykstra, Lucas Rourke, Casey Childers, Chris Hill, Tim Christensen, Stephen Hart, and Donovan Sorensen rounding out the field here in this one, as Michael Chilton unfortunately missing the start of this consolation race as the green flag quickly into the air. The Tri-City Speed number 49 Essa Michaela Steffs out in front and leading us down the backstretch. Michaela with a great start there on the rest of the field, quickly trying to run away, trying to punch her ticket into this A main feature event, as here comes Jamie Massey and Warren Samoy trying to run her down. She gets up into the outside wall there ever so slightly as the 19 ride gonna pull right back to her rear end there, trying to figure out a way to get around that 49 ride. Chris Haggard battling door to door with the 22 ride for the 4th position here on the racetrack, as the top 8 drivers will transfer through. Everybody else will unfortunately be going home, and right now it's the 92 ride of Casey Childers in the hot seat. He's in that 8th and final transfer spot, looking to try to punch his ticket, but here comes the Gordy number 47 ride, the HRT machine of Tim Christensen Jr. there in position number 9. He's going to look to the outside of the 92 ride as they're going to battle door to door here for that 8th and final transfer spot. Brady Miller there in 7th, just in front of that battle, as you see Timmy Orbertson, Brandon Voiles, and Chris Haggard all sitting comfortably right there in the middle of our top 8. But out in front, it's Jamie Massey, as he was able to jump up, find a way around that 49S and jump into that lead, and he is absolutely gone. That 19 ride of Jamie Massey out to a 2nd lead now over Michaela Steffs, as Steffs doing a great job holding on to position number 2 on the racetrack. Warren Samoy and Chris Haggard door to door here for position number 3, as Timmy Orberson and Brandon Voiles battle there for 5th and 6th. Casey Childers up there in 7th now, as he looks underneath the 18 ride of Brady Miller. Miller with that high side momentum is going to hold on to that 7th position, which puts the 92 ride back onto the hot seat here in that 8th and final transfer spot. And he's got Tim Christensen and Lucas Rourke right there behind him. The 94 ride of Kevin Battering back there in position number 11, duking it out here with that 307 of Donovan Sorensen. As Sorensen with the big slider there, a little bit of contact. The 7 ride of Stephen Hart right on their back bumper as they continue to duke it out right here at the rear of the field. Chris Hill right there in 14th. Unfortunately, Zach Dykstra off the racetrack, and Michael Chilton not making it out here for the start of this consolation race. Jamie Massey, though, out in front, continuing to lead the way as Michaela Steffs right there in 2nd. Chris Haggard in position number 3, as all these drivers doing a great job continuing to duke it out here in this consolation race, as We'll get a quick update here on the live scoring there. Yep, okay, so 2 more laps left to go as Jamie Massey down through corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. He's going to see that white flag fly. So one more time around here for the 19 of Jamie Massey. Michaela Steffs there in second. Chris Hager, Warren Samoy, Brandon Foyles, Timmy Orbison, Lucas Rourke now up into 7th, and Casey Childers there in position number 8 as Jamie Massey is going to pick up the first consolation race win of the evening. Michaela Steffs there in second. Chris Haggard, Warren Samoy, Brandon Foyles, Timmy Orbison, Lucas Rourke, and Casey Childers are all going to punch their tickets into the A main feature event. That means Miller, Christensen, Battering, Hart, Hill, Sorensen, Dykstra, and Chilton are all unfortunately going to be loading up their rides and joining the fans in the stands here for this A main feature event. But hopefully none of those drivers go anywhere, as they will have an opportunity to earn some tow money at the end of the evening here. After we get done our A main feature event and our post-race interviews, we are going to bring all of our non-qualifiers into a marble race, and they're going to duke it out for 2 marble races. Each winner of each marble race is going to earn themselves a $10 extra payday, which is going to make them an extra little bit of money there on the day. But man, what a run, what a drive right there for Jamie Massey, and Michaela with a great run as well right there in second, really doing some great work there in that 49S ride, looking very, very good, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here. Consolation race number 2 about to get underway. My boy Justin Toll. Justin coming in, showing the love. Justin with the 50-star dono coming in, showing the love, showing the big flex here in this one. My boy Justin, I appreciate you, homie, coming in with the 50-star dono, coming in, showing the love. Justin Ward with that like on the stream. Tyson Pankow, Justin Toll coming in, showing the love with the reactions as well. Huge shout out to my boy Justin coming in with the love here in this one. Let's get a hashtag JT up in the chat here for Justin Toll coming in with the 50-star dono, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Consolation race number 2 underway here, as Dylan Cribbs starting on the pole. To his outside, that is Bo Stencil. Starting in position number 3, you see the 33 of Luke Zampich, and to his outside is the House of Speed Papa Mike Promotions rider Bryce Dickinson. Lance Dubois, Terry Boswell, PJ Popham, Chase Dunow, Brian Wax, John Forsberg, Brandon Barnhart, Joseph Grandy, Stephen Gaines, Shannon Law, Tommy Bush, and Benji Killian rounded out the field, as you can see them already spread out 3-4 wide throughout the pack here, as all these drivers try to work themselves into this A main feature event. Not one of them is going to back down. Not one of them is going to try to hold up here for each other, as it's like a pinball machine out there on the racetrack, and we get a couple up into the outside fence. That's Chase Dunow up into the fence. Same with the 2 ride of PJ Popham. Popham with no luck here this evening. You see that car busted up. That car will just not turn. He's going to get sideways on the racetrack, and I do believe that is going to pull our first caution flag here. I haven't seen the caution yet. There it is. Caution flag going to come out as the 2 ride parked right in the middle of the racetrack. Unfortunately for the 54 ride, he's going to get a piece of him right there in that one, and a tough break, as we'll take a look back and see what happens as PJ Popham and that 32 with Chase Dunow just going to come together here down the front straightaway. A little bit of 3 wide, and just unfortunately they run out of room. They kind of get tied together and swash up into that outside fence, and a ton of damage here to the 32C and to that 2 ride of PJ Popham. And clearly the 2 ride of PJ Popham not very excited about how he was ran there in that one, as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Bo Stencil out in front. Dylan Cribbs there in second. Bryce Dickinson in position number 3. Luke Zampich, John Forsberg up inside the top 5, as we're going to get ready to rock and roll. Going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here for this B-Main consolation race. Once again, top 8 drivers will transfer through into the show. Everybody else will go home early, but our top 8 will transfer through. And that's where you want to be. You want to be inside that top 8. You want to give yourself an opportunity to pick up the checkered flag in this one. Zane coming in says, let's go, PJ, over there on Twitch. Unfortunately, Zane 8586. I think you jinxed him. I think you jinxed him right there in that one. I think you jinxed him for certain. for certain. Unfortunately, cheering on the one car that gets collected in that first wreck of this consolation race, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. It is Bo Stencil in that Speed Ranch number 9 ride out in front as Bo leads the way. Bryce Dickinson, Dylan Cribbs there in second and third. Luke Zampich and the 54 of Terry Boswell there in fourth and fifth. Then you see that number 22 ride, or it's actually the 28 ride of John Forsberg to his inside. You see Stephen Gaines and Lance Dubois rounding out our top 8 right now. That means Brian Wax, Brandon Barnhart, Joseph Grandy, Shannon Law, Benji Killian, Tommy Bush, and Chase Dunow all on the outside looking in here, as I do believe PJ Popham rolling back out onto the racetrack. So the 2 ride getting back out here, ready to rock and roll, ready to go back to battle here in this one. The caution flag going to come to an end. We're going to see that green flag fly here once again at the beautiful Eldora Speedway as our B main consolation race is back underway. Bo Stencil out in front, Dylan Cribbs down the bottom side. Here comes Bryce Dickinson up to his outside. Bryce Dickinson looking to try to jump up into position number 2 here in this consolation race. Luke Zampich there in position number 4 and looking for more is Stephen Gaines up into position number 5 in that Speed Ranch 07 ride. John Forsberg there in position number 6 is the 518 of Joseph Grant. He's worked himself up into one of these transfer positions. So the caution flag is going to come back out here. So we'll go back under the caution flag. We will take a look and see what happened, as it looks like Terry Boswell, Lance Dubois, possibly Brian Wax, all coming together and having some issues here. Brian Wax trying to hang on to the 14B machine. Unfortunately, it looks like a slow 54 up on the high side. Oh, some heavy contact right there for Lance Dubois. You see that car get absolutely tore apart. Same with the 54 ride. Terry Boswell, as I think Boswell, I don't know what happened to him down here in quarter 1 and 2. But you can see him slow on the racetrack. Maybe that contact earlier with him getting into that 2 ride. Ryan Wax going to get into his back end there. And then unfortunately, as he gets tapped from behind, it shoots him down the racetrack into the 823 ride, unfortunately right into that right rear quarter panel, and that just turns Lance right up into the outside fence, and a tough break right there for that 823 ride, as just trying to work himself underneath the 54 ride in that 14B, and then boom, right there, right into the right rear, then just unfortunately Strogue up into the outside fence in a ton of damage, and that's how she goes sometimes. We'll stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. Go B14 Wax, much love, cheering on Mr. Wax out there on the racetrack. Tim says, yet again, no respect across the field, which admins would not allow drivers to run through people just to transfer, but that's what money brings. Yeah, unfortunately, great series being ruined by dirty driving. It happens, brother, it happens. Unfortunately, I mean, you know what to expect when it happens. You know what to expect when, you know, money's on the line, big things are on the line. People are going to definitely drive a little over their heads, or at least maybe not give that little bit that they normally would in a regular race or a regular league without the broadcast. And without the money on the line, you know, they definitely drive a lot different. But, you know, things turn the table when things are on the line, and you know, all those extra points and everything else. As Bo Stencil out in front here in this B main consolation race. Dylan Cribbs right there in position number 2 is Bryce Dickinson, battling now with the 07 ride of Stephen Gaines for position number 4. Gaines rolling that bottom side of the racetrack, as it looks like things have started to work themselves from the top side down to the bottom side of the racetrack here. Looks like we're going to get set up for a great look at our feature event here, with multiple lanes, multiple lines for these drivers to maneuver around the racetrack. Looks like we're going to be in for a treat here this evening for a 100-lap A main feature event. Dylan Cribbs right there trying to hang on to second as Stephen Gaines down to his inside. Bryce Dickinson right there in position number 4 and looking for more. Luke Zampich there in position number 5 is John Forsberg there in 6. Brandon Barnhart in the Tri-City Speed Machine up into position number 7 with Joseph Grandy to his outside, rounding out our top 8 as of right now, as our top 8 will transfer through into the A main feature event. Everybody else will unfortunately be headed home earlier, joining the fans in the stands, and that means the 06 Tommy Bush. He's on the outside looking in right now in that Gears Unlimited Tri-City Speed BBI machine. They're in position number 9. Needs to jump up and gain that one more spot to work himself into this A main feature event. As the white flag's been displayed, Joseph Grandy up into the outside fence. Grandy into the outside fence right there underneath the flag stand as Bo Stenzel down the backstretch into corner number 3. Nice and easy down and out at corner number 4. It's the 9 right of Bo Stenzel who's going to pick up the checker flag here in this B main. Dylan Cribbs there in second, Luke Zampich in third, Stephen Gaines, Bryce Dickinson, John Forsberg, Brandon Barnhart, and Benji Killian are top 8, punching their ticket into the A main feature event. What a run, what a race right there for our top 8. Unfortunately, Tommy Bush, PJ Pompam, Brian Wax, and the rest of the field will all be going home early. They'll be joining the fans in the stands here in this one. And a tough break there for a lot of great drivers. We saw the 518, unfortunately, nowhere to go there, getting tied up in that one as we get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here for our we're gonna get ready here, chat, for a beautiful little I do believe we are gonna get ready for our intermission now. Yes, our intermission gonna get underway. Quickly reset the thingy. There we go. There we go. The Cash Dash. Yes, the Cash Dash up next here. I'm just expecting to see how we can get. Apparently can't get any luck tonight. Yeah, unfortunately, Joseph. Unfortunately, my boy. We got a good look at that one. That was an unfortunate break right there. Getting tied up in another wreck and another tore up race car as we're going to get our top, I do believe our top 2 from each of our heat races out onto the racetrack. I'm sure the crew's going to go to work here and try to figure out who and everyone is supposed to be in here, as we're going to get ready for our Dash for Cash. Don't worry, it's not an hour-long practice. We just got a lot of things to go here. We got our Dash for Cash, and then we'll be pulling our top 8 in for our post, or for our random redraw here, for our redraw coming up here in just a little bit. As you see Ben Countermarsh out there on the racetrack, see Patrick Lemire out there as well. Not sure why Casey's out there, but we'll wait and see. I'm not sure. Was Casey in top 2? Casey might have been in the top 2 in our heat races. I can't remember now. It's been so long, Chad. It's been so long. Yo, 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing Promotions coming in with that heart reaction. Gary Gagliano coming in with that like. Mitch Maynard coming in with that heart reaction as well. Coming in, show them the love. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that heart button, hit that share button, hit that follow button. Or if you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as we're going to get ready to stack these drivers up and get ready for our Dash for Cash. Here's our Dash for Cash about to get underway. This is going to be a little bit of a fun one. Definitely going to be a little bit of a tricky one here. As see all these drivers out onto the racetrack. So they're trying to get them figured out here, where they're supposed to be, where everyone is going to go. The admins are going to count down the laps here. I do believe it is a 10-lap shootout for the Dash for Cash. So things are going to get very interesting here. These drivers are going to be looking to try to pick up an extra little bit of a payday. And this is going to give you a good idea on what's going to happen here. Calling starting lineups now. Okay, perfect, perfect. Good luck tonight, fellas. Joseph, my boy, tough break out there, brother. Tough break out there. Wish you would have been in there. Wish you would have been up inside the top, top 8 there in that consolation race. You were right there in that transfer spot, and unfortunately, more contact taking you out. As it looks like we got them stacked up and racked up, ready to go here. Our top 8 drivers, the top 2 from each of our heat races, gonna get ready here for our Dash for Cash. And starting on the pole in the 11 ride, that is Shane Yates. To his outside in the 20Rs, the NLR Papa Mike Promotions House of Speed ride of Cody Gagliano. Starting in position number 3, that is the Mud Duck Racing Majula Safe Speed Shop Sweet Victory Apparel number 12 of Ben Countermarsh. Then you see that 12 ride, the Apex Sim Racing number 43 ride of Casey Durand. They're in position number 4. Patrick Lemire, Keith Hackney, the 27 ride of Brady Thompson, and Kyle Carter rounding out the field here as our Dash for Cash is underway. Quickly, Kyle Carter right down on the bottom side of the racetrack. This is going to be a little bit of a tough one to call here, Chad, as out in front it is the number 11 of Shane Yates. Yates out in front leading the way here in this one. Cody Gagliano right there in position number 2. The 12 ride of Ben Countermarch there in third as the 91 of Keith Hackney trying to battle door to door with Brady Thompson for position number 4 on the racetrack. As Brady Thompson down to the bottom side, door to door, 3 wide here for position number 3 on the racetrack. Unfortunately, position number 3 doesn't mean anything here in the Dash for Cash. It's all about picking up the checkered flag. Right now, Shane Yates out in front looking to put some extra coin in his purse here in this one as that Premier Racing Setups Flood Doctor number 11 ride out in front and looking perfect here in the Dash for Cash. Cody Gagliano right there in position number 2, ready to pounce in the NLR machine. And then you see Patrick Lemire trying to work himself up through the field, but it's Brady Thompson up into third now as the 27 ride is going to clear Keith Hackney and the 12 machine of Ben Countermarch. And up into third here is the Cocky Floyd Consulting KR1 machine going to try to jump up there. Ben Countermarch trying to hang on to it, gets sideways, a little bit of contact. Unfortunately, him and Patrick Lemire coming together. They're both going to slide back. No caution flag here in this one. It's all about the money, and it's all about who can pick up the checker flag. And right now, you see the 20R ride of Cody Gagliano pushing it for everything he can out there on the racetrack, trying to jump up and pick up the win here in this Dash for Cash, but it is all Shane Yates as Yates continuing to lead the way here in this one. I'm not sure what lap we're on or anything else, as this is going to be a very interesting way to finish this one off as the 11 ride of Shane Yates continuing to lead the way down across the start-finish line there. Going to click off another lap here in this Dash for Cash. Cody Gagliano right there in position number 2. Brady Thompson back there in third. Then you see Keith Hackney in position number 4. Kyle Carter there in 5th. He's out in front. Cody Gagliano trying to hunt down the 11 ride, that Premier Racing Setups machine of Shane Yates as Yates out in front down to the bottom side, door to door here through 3 and 4. The 20R ride trying to get there as they hit down across the start finish line. And it looks like that may be the end of this one. Looks like the 11 ride of Shane Yates is going to pick up the Dash for Cash here this evening. What a run, what a drive there for the 11 machine of Shane Yates as he's going to pick up the Dash for Cash win here in this one. What a run, what a drive there for that 11 machine of Shane Yates, and he's going to put a little bit of extra coin into his purse. Unfortunately, Ben Countermarch, Casey Duran, Patrick Lemire, Kyle Carter really not having that great of a run there in this Dash for Cash, but Brady Thompson, Keith Hackney, and Cody Gagliano going to battle there, trying to jump up and find a way around Shane Yates, and no one can find a way around him as Yates gets it done and picks up the checkered flag here in our Dash for Cash. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to get ready to pull some of these drivers up here for some little bit of post-race interviews and get them in here for some of our other action. Hey, Joseph, do you want me to pull the 11 ride of Shane Yates up into the broadcast booth here for a little post-race interview for his Dash for Cash win? Beauty. Hey, Shane, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy? Shane, my boy, what a run, what a drive, man. You are our Dash for Cash winner as you were able to hold off 7 of the very best in the business right there behind you for 8 laps of racing action here at Eldora Speedway. You had that 11 ride hooked up and on point here, never making a mistake, never making a bad corner out there on the racetrack as you were able to pick up the checkered flag and put a little bit of extra, coin in your purse. Absolutely, definitely a thing you gotta be very, very cautious of, making those mistakes out there on the racetrack, keeping them to a minimum, and trying to not make any at all. As you know, these drivers are right there on top of their A game, ready to make a move, ready to pounce if you do make that mistake. We saw a lot of great racing action through the heat races, and right there in our Dash for Cash, we saw a lot of movers coming from, a little bit deeper there, starting back towards that 7th, 8th position, jumping up inside the top 4, but it was right out of the get-go. You and Cody Gagliano basically, nose to tail for that whole time. Cody trying to find a way to get around you, trying to find a way to beat you. Unfortunately, he never got the run, made a few mistakes himself, which really hindered his opportunities to try to jump up and get around you there in this one. Oh, hold up here, Shane. Apparently they can't hear you. Apparently iRacing has changed all my settings. Discord's changed all my settings here. Oh yeah, I went back to everything to default. Interesting. Try saying something. Someone?
Yeah, I was
There we go.
there at the end. I knew I looked at the relevant, and he's like, it said 0.3 or something like that, 0.4 away from me. So there at the last turn, I was like, man, I'm gonna ride the high side like I've been, and hopefully for the best. Even though if he throws a slider, he ain't gonna be able to clear me. So, and I felt him at the end of the flag stand barely touched me. So I knew he was there, but it was a good race.
Absolutely a great race there between you and Cody Gagliano. You guys were duking it out for quite a while here in this one, but you're able to pick up the Dash for Cash. Shane, who would you like to thank here for, so far having such a great run in the heat race, and then here in the Dash for Cash, picking up a little bit of extra coin, and, set yourself up good here for a solid night at the racetrack and a 100-lap feature event coming up next.
Yeah, I think my buddies over in Premier, them guys over there, I want to thank TNT, bunch of them guys, and yeah, that's about it.
Beauty. Well, Shane, congratulations on the Dash for Cash win and a great run and a great drive here for you. We look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack, but we're going to get ready for our redraw here, so we'll pull you back up into the booth here in just a little bit when it's your turn for our redraw here for the 11 machine.
All right, man.
All righty. Hey, Joseph, do you by chance have the order for the redraw?
I think if you just want to drag a driver up and choose them.
I was going to say, I think PJ wanted to go winners first and then second place drivers.
Let's pull PJ in here.
Yeah, we got that.
PJ, you got a copy? Mike's muted.
Okay, there we go.
Is there a certain way you want to draw?
Just do it as they finish the cash dash.
Okay, that works. That works at best. All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it. We're going to get ready to pull Shane Yates back in here for his redraw. As you see the spin wheel up on the screen, we're going to get ready to pull Shane in and get ready to rock and roll here for our redraw on the evening.
I just want to
Go ahead, Joseph.
I just want to let you know Casey Duran does not have a mic, so he will not be able to hear you. Or be able,
Okay.
you won't. Nobody will be able to hear him.
Okay, perfect. All right, Mr. Yates, Shane, my boy, welcome back in as we're going to get ready here for our redraw, brother. Top 8 getting redrew. What are you thinking here? What's your feelings going into this redraw? What are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for first place, but usually on a redraw, luck is never hardly on my side. I got lucky this race, get starting in front. I'd say I'll probably get about 5th.
All right, brother. Well, on your count, we will, whenever you say go, we'll hit the spin wheel and see what you get.
Go ahead.
third. Looks like third place here for Shane Yates. So the 11 ride on the inside, our row number 2 here for our A main feature event. Shane, how do you feel about starting there in that third spot? Not quite first, but right there on the back bumper of our race leader.
That's a pretty good spot. That ain't bad at all. I'll take it.
Beauty. All right, Shane. Well, we look forward to seeing you out there on the racetrack. Good luck and to have fun out there in this A main feature event.
All right, man. See.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place starter here in this one, our Dash for Cash winner and a great driver here. Shane Yates going to redraw position number 3 as we're going to remove that from the list here. So Yates in third. We'll get ready here to bring in our second place finisher, Cody Gagliano from the Dash for Cash. We're going to drag him in and get ready for his redraw. Hey, Cody, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, buddy, what's up?
Not much, Cody, my boy. A solid run there on the Dash for Cash. Unfortunately, coming up one spot short, but you're going to be the second driver pulled in here for the redraw. Shane Yates redrew in position number 3, so third already off the board. 7 more positions up for grabs here for the redraw. What are you thinking here? What are you hoping for with this redraw?
I'm hoping you get me lucky and help me out here, buddy.
Well, it's a little bit random here, okay? The spin wheel does all the work, but hopefully the spin wheel gods are going to help you out here in this one, Cody. You let us know when you want us to hit the go button, and we'll set it off and see where you end up.
Hey, buddy, you go for it. I believe in you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got our pole sitter, the 20R ride of Cody Gagliano. He asked for it, and here you go, Cody, my boy, redrawing in that top spot, pole position off the board.
Yeah, that's why you're my favorite. That's what I'm talking about. Peace. Thank you, buddy.
You got it, brother. I mean, it's not me. It's the spin wheel gods, my dude. Good luck. Have fun out there, and we can't wait to see you lead this field down to the green flag.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, third off the board, and now our pole position off of the list here. Cody Gagliano getting that top spot here with the redraw. So we're going to take first off the board, Cody Gagliano there in that top spot as we're going to get ready to pull in our third place finisher here of the Dash for Cash, the 27 ride of Brady Thompson. We're going to pull Brady up into the broadcast booth here and get him ready for his redraw. Hey, Brady, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yo, what's up?
Not much, Brady, my boy. A good run, a good solid drive there in the Dash for Cash. Coming home in third in that one. Unfortunately, missing out on some extra change here in this one, but we get ready for the redraw. Fortunately, first place already off the board, just going to the 20R ride of Cody Gagliano. Third already going to Shane Yates. So you still got 6 more spots out there. Second up for grabs, fourth up for grabs here. What are you hoping for here in this one? What are you thinking as a good starting spot for that number 27 ride?
I'd say somewhere in the top 5.
Somewhere in the top 5. All right, well, Brady, you let us know when you want us to go, and we will hit that spin wheel and see where you land on this one.
You can go. Yeah, I say stop.
No, it stops by itself.
Okay.
But, yeah, you said you wanted somewhere inside the top 5. Well, you're going to pull number 5 here for the redraw, so you're going to start there in position number 5. In behind Cody Gagliano and Shane Yates down the bottom side of this A main feature event. Brady, good luck. Have fun out there on the racetrack, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth after this 100-lap A main feature event.
Yep, hope to see you later tonight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for the 27 right now, Brady Thompson. As Brady pulling position number 5 here in this one. We're going to get ready to pull in our 4th place finisher. We'll get our 4th place driver up into the broadcast booth here. It was the 91 rider, Keith Hackney, coming home here in position number 4. We're going to pull him in for his post, well, not his post race, but for his redraw efforts here in this one. Hey, Keith, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
What's up, man?
Not much, Keith, my boy. A good run, a good battle there in the dash for cash, but a good run in your heat race gives you that opportunity to pick up a redraw position. Got a few good spots left up on the board here. What are you hoping for? We got 2nd, 4th, 6th, 7th, and 8th on the board left for grabs here on the redraw. How you feeling going into it?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, it don't really matter where you draw. I mean, it's a 100-lap race, and you just got to be there at the end. So anything is good with me. Today, all day today, these redraws have not been good for myself. So what's one more shitty draw here? So it don't matter. Just go for it.
All right, we'll set it loose and see where you land here, Keith.
All right.
Well, it's not the worst, but it's not the best either. Looks like you're going to be starting in that 6th position on the racetrack, my boy.
Like I say, that's all good. We're up near the front, but, you know, there again. Long race, and you got to be there at the end. That's all I can say.
Beauty. Well, Keith, we look forward to seeing you out there on the racetrack. Good luck in the 100-lapper, and maybe we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth here in just a, few laps.
Well, I hope so. All right, Ben.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for Keith Hackney. He will start in that 6th position as we'll get ready to pull in our 5th place driver. I do believe it was the 14 rider, Kyle Carter's coming home there in position number 5. So we'll get Kyle up here into the broadcast booth here for his redraw. Hey, Kyle, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Kyle, my boy, a lot of the big redraws have already been up and off the board here. We got 4 more left to go. 2nd still up there. 4th, 7th, and 8th. Here up for grabs. Are you ready for your redraw?
Yeah, let's hope.
All right, we'll take a look and see what you get here. And, just rolling past 2nd spot. Looks like you're going to land there on 7th. So you're going to start there on the inside of row number 4. Mr. Carter, good luck. Have fun, and hopefully we'll see you up here in the broadcast booth after this next 100 laps.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Kyle Carter starting there in position number 7 as we'll get ready to pull in our 6th place finisher in that dash for cash. I believe it was the 12 ride of Ben Countermarch. I'm not sure exactly where they finished here at the end of this of the dash for cash, as my scoring will only tell me where they were fastest. It won't tell me where they actually finished. So we'll get ready to pull Ben in here for his redraw and get him up here into the broadcast booth. Casey Duran came 6?
Yep.
Okay, Casey, then Ben, then Patrick? Or vice versa for Patrick and
Patrick. Vice versa.
Okay, perfect. Beauty. All right, so we're going to pull in Casey Durand for the redraw now as the 43 ride came home there in position number 6. We're going to pull the 43 up for his for his redraw efforts here in this one. Hey, Casey, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. To get a copy? Oh, yeah, he doesn't have a mic.
Casey does not have a mic.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, Casey with no mic, we're going to get ready here to set him loose and see what he can draw here for his redraw. Looks like Casey Duran going to start outside the front row here. So that 2nd position off the board. Casey Duran starting there in position number 2. Woo! That's a good draw right there for Casey. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch him right there on the front row with Cody Gagliano for this 100-lap feature event as we'll get ready to pull in our 7th place finisher in the dash for cash. Only a couple more spots left up for grabs here on our redraw. We'll get Patrick in here for his redraw efforts. Hey, Patrick, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad. Patrick, my boy, only 2 more spots up for grabs here on the redraw. You're either going to get 4th or 8th. What are you hoping for here in this one?
Well, I'm happy that I got outside, so that's all that matters.
Perfect. Well, Patrick, we'll set it loose here and see where you start in this A main feature event. Like you're going to be starting in the 8th position, my boy. 8th position for the 86 ride.
I'll take it.
Beauty. Patrick, good luck, have fun, and hopefully we'll see you back up here after 100 laps of racing action.
Perfect, thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 8th position off the board. That means there's only 1 spot left here and only 1 driver left, so that means Ben Countermarsh going to start here in position number 4. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth here and give him the good news here for the 12 ride. Hey, Ben, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Not bad. Ben, my boy. Last driver up here for the redraw. Only 1 spot left up on the board, and it looks like that number 12 ride is going to be starting on the outside of the 2nd row. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's a good spot to start. So you don't want to be, better to be in the back. So we'll take it.
Absolutely, brother. Well, a good run, a good drive right there for the 12 ride throughout this one already, and hopefully we'll see you battling and duking it out here all evening long at the front of the field, and hopefully after 100 laps, get you back up here into the broadcast booth.
Yep, we'll see if we'll keep the tires on it.
Beauty, Ben. Good luck. Have fun.
Thanks, you too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Our 4th place starter, the 12 ride of Ben Countermarsh, going to start here in position number 4. Joseph, my boy, anything else that you'd like to add here as we come to a close with our, redraw here for tonight's A main feature event?
Not a whole lot. Had some pretty good racing so far tonight, other than a couple people who like to drive not the greatest. We'll just say that. Going into this feature, just take care of your tires. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. Tires going to be a big thing. Joseph, good luck up there on the admin booth. Hopefully not too much work for you, and hopefully not too much drama out there on the racetrack for you to have to deal with here this evening.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Enjoy your night.
You as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there you go. Our redraw coming to a close here. Does that mean we're going to get ready to go for our 100-lap feature event, our 100-lap A main feature event about to get underway here as our redraw coming to a close. The field's going to get ready to rock and roll. We're going to get ready to set them loose and go green flag racing in just a few more moments. Man, what a run, what a drive, and what an absolute amazing race this is going to be. 100 laps around Eldora Speedway. You look at some of the big races they do in real life, and this is going to be a lot like it. This track is going to get very, very slick, very, very quick, and tires are going to be a huge factor out there on the racetrack. So you got to keep your stuff in one piece. Oh, bed sheets, outside pole. Let's send it. Oh, baby. Casey, my boy. Outside pole, brother. Outside pole for you. That's a good spot, man. That's a good spot to start. But, I mean, as Keith Hackney said, it's kind of a moot point on where you really start here in this feature event with having to save tires, having to try to keep your car in one piece. Obviously, being out towards the front of the field, you can try to keep yourself out of trouble. Being in that middle of the pack, you may end up racing a little bit harder than what you're anticipating or what you really want to. And, being at the back, the leader's putting down faster lap times, you could be at the potential of going a lap down in a quick hurry here. So it's going to be a lot of back and forth, a lot of, just trying to keep your equipment together, and a lot of great battling. As we're going to get ready for a quick little break here, we're going to get ready to finish off our practice here, our warm-up session, and we're going to get ready for our A main feature event here in just a few more moments. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let us know what you thought of the Dash for Cash, how that all worked. Let us know what you think of the redraw aspect of it, as well as definitely something we haven't really done here for iRacing and everything else, and something definitely really cool, really fun. I thought that was pretty neat, honestly. Doing the redraw and everything else, I thought that was pretty dope. Oops, my bad, PJ, says Zane. Unfortunate right there, brother. Unfortunate. As we'll get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go here in just a few more moments. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere. Is our A-Main feature event about to get underway here in just a few more moments.
Let's go. I got big dreams, I'ma do big things. Yeah, you see me on the big screen looking so clean. I don't move slow, I move fast right past anybody taking life for granted, yeah that's too bad. I'd be grateful for everything that I have. You only got this life, you don't get it back. Make the most of it, become the best that I can. Everybody look at me, I got a plan. You gotta work hard, play hard, do it from the start. Cause how you do anything is everything you start. Stay consistent and do it every day. Don't let fatigue get in your way. Cause 10% of something is better than nothing. You better do something if you wanna be something. I can feel my stomach rumbling, I'm hungry. Big things coming, I ain't bluffing, yeah. No, I don't wanna stay the same, yeah. So I keep pushing through the pain, yeah. That's the only way to make a change, yeah. So I fight every day and train, yeah. It'll all be worth it. One day it'll all be worth it. So I keep pushing through the pain, yeah. That's the only way to make a change, yeah. I've had enough, I'm making my own luck. Adrenaline, my drug, I'm sick of feeling stuck. I got this, will not quit to the top, I promise. Cause I've had enough. Better watch out, I'm on the climb to the crown. In my prime right now, hear me loud, I've been spitting for a while now. All by myself, independent DIY now. Don't need no help, I've been beating out labels and money and budgets, it's funny. I do all the work, yeah, keep it 100. I fight for my dreams, I would die for these things. I believe in myself, I refuse to be weak, I like to build things. Empires out of buildings, I wanna leave a legacy of helping others finally feel things. Of motivating and killing, depression, exhaustion, we need some healing. I work through the pain, I like seeing gains. I keep my head down, buried, walk through the flames. Yeah, I do this every day, even
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show, well, here you go, as we're going to get ready for our A-Main feature event, 100 laps of racing action around the beautiful Eldora Speedway, as these drivers loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll. Starting on the pole, it is the 20R ride of Cody Gagliano. To his outside, you see Casey Duran there in position number 2. Shane Yates down in 3rd. To his outside, Ben Countermarch there in 4th. Brady Thompson there in position number 5 with Keith Hackney to his outside there in position number 6. Patrick Lemire and Kyle Carter bringing up row number 4 on the racetrack. There you see Jamie Massey in the 19 ride there in 9th, and Bo Stencil rounding out our top 10 as we're going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as the green flag quickly out here in this one. Cody Gagliano leading us down the backstretch into corner number 3. Down through 3 and out of corner number 4. It's the 20R ride of Cody Gagliano who's going to lead lap number 1. Gagliano out in front as Shane Yates right there behind him as lap 1 of 100 off the board here. A lot of racing action, a lot of green flag laps here, and a lot of back and forth, a lot of battles on the racetrack here for a 100-lap race. It's going to be interesting to see what all these drivers can do. You see Michaela Steffs up there in the 49S ride in the Tri-City Speed Machine back there in 11th. Chris Haggard down to her inside the 25 ride right there as the 77 to Warren Samoy looking to his outside here as Warren trying to work himself inside the top 10. Brandon Voiles back there in 14th. Timmy Orbertson there in position number 15. Bryce Dickinson working the high side here in the Warrior Wraps. Papa Mike Promotions, House of Speed, NLR Machine there in position number 16 on the racetrack. Dylan Gribbs, his teammate right down to his inside. John Forsberg back there in 18th with Lucas Rourke. Casey Childers rounding out our top 20. Stephen Gaines back there in 21st with Brandon Barnhart in 22nd. Then you see Benji Killian back there in 23rd. And unfortunately for Luke Zampich, Luke unfortunately not making the start of this A main feature event, as you can see some different strategies already starting to build here in this one. Some drivers definitely slow down on the bottom side of the racetrack, just trying to roll around the track here, trying to save these tires, as you want to have these tires for late in the race. You want to stay on pace here with the leaders, but unfortunately you don't want to use these tires up. You want to keep these tires underneath you. 100 laps of racing action is a lot of laps and a lot of wear and tear on the car and on those tires, and we could see the potential of drivers having flat tires, having to come down pit side, trying to get tires repaired and everything else. As things are going to be very interesting here throughout this A main feature event, and right now things are getting real interesting as here comes the 14 of Kyle Carter. Carter looking to jump up and take this lead away, but the caution flag is going to fly as Cody Gagliano, our pole sitter, and Patrick Lemire are going to come together here down in corner number 3 and 4. Cody Gagliano down the bottom side of the racetrack. Lemire up there on the high side. Just, looks like AC Duran going to get a little piece of the 20R ride. I'm not sure if the 20R came up the track there ever so slightly, or if Casey Duran came down, but they kind of get hooked together, and unfortunately, that's going to wash this 20 ride up the racetrack. And as he gets washed up the racetrack, nowhere to go here for that number 86 ride of Patrick Lemire, just trying to roll the high side as we see our first caution flag here of this A main feature event. 20R down low. Looks like he's just washing up the racetrack ever so slightly. Fortunately, over the nose of the 43 ride, going to turn him there up into the outside wall. Nowhere to go for Patrick Lemire. So he drives right into the side of him, and some heavy, heavy damage here. Casey getting another piece of that one as well in the 43 ride. And our first caution flag of this A main feature event is going to fly. Is Bryce Dickinson here? Bryce Dickinson is here. Brycey Bear's back there in about the 14th position out there on the racetrack. 11th, 12th, somewhere in that area. There's the 84 ride, Bryce Dickinson. Brycey Bear out there looking very, very stout, looking very strong here. Looked good in his heat race, and looked very good out there in the consolation race as well, being able to punch his ticket into this A main feature event, and ready to rock and roll here in this one. My boy, Mr. Peter Neuter, coming in, showing the love as we get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Shane Yates out in front here as the Delaware file restarts. He's got that front row all to himself. No one to his inside, no one to his outside as they're stacked up 2 by 2. Back there behind him as the pace truck can make the hard left-hand turn. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. The 11 ride waiting patiently, looking for a big restart. Gets to jump on the 14 ride, but so doesn't Brady Thompson. Thompson right down low, looking to try to get that 27 ride up into position number 2 as we are back under the green flag here at Eldora Speedway. Shane Yates out in front, Kyle Carter in tow in the Tri-City Speed Machine. They're in position number 2 as these drivers continue to duke it out all throughout the field. 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide throughout the pack here. Everyone trying to jump up on top of the wheel and get everything they can on these restarts. They're trying to keep their tires underneath of them as their tires 84, slow as usual, says Ely. Slow as usual. Tyson Banks coming in with that heart reaction. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that share button, and hit that follow button as Shane Yates and all these drivers doing a great job here in this one as our 100-lap A main feature event underway. Yates showing them how to get it done, but Kyle Carter right there on his back bumper once again, looking for a way to jump up and take this lead away early on in the evening. Brady Thompson right there in position number 3 as Ben Countermarsh in position number 4 and looking for more as Keith Hackney in that House of Speed grip. Hackney live, number 91, ride the Papa Mike Promotions ride there inside the top 5 is Michaela Steffs. She's been working herself up towards the front of the field here. Michaela up into position number 6 here, looking at trying to work herself inside the top 5 here in this A main feature event, and she looks to the outside here. Keith Acme for position number 5. Jamie Massey right there in that 7th position, just rolling the bottom side of the racetrack. The 22 ride of Brandon Boyles right there, as well as a little bit of 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Back there behind him here is Bryce Dickinson stuck right in the middle there. Bo Stencil down low, the 86 of Patrick Lemire up on the high side, and Bryce Dickinson going to continue to try to poke his nose right through the middle of those two and trying to pick up a couple spots here on the racetrack. Is Bryce Dickinson going to jump up, make the move around the 9 ride of Bo Stencil for position number 10. That's going to move Brightsy Bear up inside the top 10 here, picking up 8 spots. Early on in the evening, Brandon Boyles up 9 spots there in that 22 ride as he's going to go 3 wide right down the middle here. So everyone trying to be as cautious as they can be, but trying to save some tires. Looks like a bunch of squirrels, Austin. Oh, they're just trying to keep their cars together here, brother. 100 laps of racing action. Unfortunately, tires come into play here. You got some drivers trying to be a little bit more cautious, trying to save some tire for late in the race, and everyone else just trying to, maybe maneuver, trying to work themselves towards the front of the field as Michaela Steffs continues to work that high side groove. She's got that 49S ride hooked up here as the 86 of Patrick Lemire starting to put the pressure on as well, as he's going to slide up in front of that 49 ride into position number 3, but out in front, we got a new race leader. Here's the 14 ride of Kyle Carter leading the way here, starting to pull away from Shane Yates. Almost 3 seconds now between Kyle Carter and the 11 ride of Yates, as Yates starting to hold off on that ride. You see the 34B, the Tri-City Speed Machine. They're up against the outside wall. Some heavy damage here for Brandon Barnhart, and our second caution flag is going to fly. We'll take a look here and see what happens to Brandon Barnhart. It looks like Warren Samoy getting collected in this one as well in the 77. As there nose to tail right down the backstretch. Oh, looks like AC Childer slow in front of them. They're both just unfortunately going to run into each other there into the back end of that number 92 ride, and some pretty heavy damage not only to Warren Samoy but also to Brandon Barnhart here. We'll take another look at it. See the 92 right down the middle here. Oh, looks like a little bit of contact with both Stencils. Shoves the 92 up the racetrack. Unfortunately, nowhere to go there for Warren Samoy or Brandon Barnhart, as they both get a ton of damage. They're both going to have to head down pit side and use up their quick repair and get back out onto the racetrack. As we'll stack them up, rack them up, get ready to go back to green flag racing. Kyle Carter out in front here. Is Carter leading the way? Shane Yates there in second. Patrick Lemire in position number 3. Michaela Steffs there into position number 4, and looking for more is Brandon Boyles up into position number 5 here in the Bitcoin number 22 ride, as he's up 12 spots here in this one, picking up a lot of positions, getting that 22 machine up inside the top 5. So we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Out in front, Kyle Carter looking for that green flag, looking for a big restart here, trying to keep all these drivers at bay. But, man, he was laying down some very fast lap times there. You got to help, and, you got to worry about some tire wear at some point on the racetrack, as 100 laps of racing action, a lot of time, a lot of laps, and unfortunately, these tires can fall off in a quick hurry with 80 more laps left to go here, as we're going to see that green flag back out into the air. A great restart there for Kyle Carter. Carter quickly onto the loud pedal of Shane Yates there in second. Patrick Lemire there in position number 3. Brandon Boyles there in 4th now, as he's worked himself underneath of Michaela Steffs in the 43 ride of Casey Durand right there in position number 5 now. Durand working the bottom side, trying to work himself back around the 49S, as Michaela Steffs kind of get a little bit wound up there on the high side and pointed back in the right direction here for the 49S ride, trying to get back inside the top 5. Brady Thompson there in 7th has Ben Countermarsh right there to his outside. Keith Acme and Jamie Massey right there as well. Rounding out our top 10 is Bo Stencil and Bryce Dickinson there in 11th and 12th. Cody Gagliano, our pole setter, unfortunately getting tied up in that first caution flag. He's found himself just on the outside of a top 10 looking in. Here's the 20R ride right there in the middle of things. Trying to work underneath his teammate, that 84 of Bryce Dickinson there to his outside. John Forsberg in the ABS Fox Racing number 28 ride. The white knuckle setup shot machine there in position number 14 as Brandon Barnhart making a good recovery here in the Tri-City Speed Machine. Back there in 15, Stephen Gaines in the Speed Ranch. Number 07 there in 17th as Casey Childers to his outside with Chris Haggard, Lucas Rourke, Dylan Cribbs back there bringing up the rear of the field here as Warren Samoy and Benji Killian still out there as well. Slow on the racetrack. The 177 of Timothy Orberson unfortunately off the racetrack, and Luke Zampich never starting this A main feature event as one driver you see who's already picked up a couple checkered flags here in the series. That 5 ride of Lucas Rourke maybe taking the tire wear seriously here in this one. The 7-11 of Dylan Cribbs kind of just hanging right there with them. As these two have been right at the back of the pack here all evening long, just kind of rolling the bottom side of the racetrack, keeping the cars nice and clean and trying to save those tires for late in this race. We'll have to wait and see if Lucas Rourke, Dylan Cribbs, maybe Chris Haggard and Stephen Gaines can try to find themselves away to the front of the field here late in this race, and see if that tire saving will come into effect here and help them out as everyone else right there in front of them trying to save as well, but still trying to keep pace with our race leaders. But right now, Kyle Carter laying some great lap times here in that number 14 ride. And once again, out to a big lead as Patrick Lemire into second here, about 3.2 seconds back behind that number 14 of Kyle Carter. As Carter out in front with a big lead. Shane Yates there in position number 3. Brandon Voiles there in position number 4. And Casey Durand there in position number 5. As we're going to jump into a quick Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up. Ladies and gentlemen, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to see the caution flag fly here for the third time in this A-Main feature event. Coming to a close is our PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up as the 07 rider Stephen Gaines getting up into the outside fence there as everyone battling hard throughout the field there. A lot of 2, 3, 4 wide battles in this one as we'll take a look back and see what happens to Stephen as he was trying to get down pit side here, trying to get that 07 ride down into the pit lane. Unfortunately, just couldn't make the turn as we'll see this battle here. And unfortunately, he's just going to slide up the racetrack and into the outside fence right there. Maybe a little bit of contact with a 5 ride, but I don't think it was intentional. I think it was more or less netco that might have just bounced the 07 ride just up the racetrack a little bit there and up into the outside fence. We'll take another look at it right here and see just what happens is, yeah, maybe just a little netco, just unfortunately tagging the rear ends together and just pushing the 07 ride up the racetrack ever so slightly and going to get him up into the outside fence and some pretty heavy damage there for the 07 Stephen Gaines as we'll stack him up, rack him up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing as out in front 14 rider Kyle Carter continuing to lead the way. Sees his big lead unfortunately being evaporated here in this one as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one as these drivers ready to rock and roll, ready to continue to duke it out as we're about halfway in and halfway to go here in this A-Main feature event. Shane Yates is like, leave me alone. I'm trying to save tires, laugh out loud. I feel like a lot of drivers out there are trying to save tires, and we'll have to see how this is going to play out for everybody late in the race. Some drivers that were really aggressive on saving tires there. You look back through the field at Lucas Rourke, one of those drivers that was very hard on saving tires and keeping that 5 ride. He's been slowly but surely working himself back into the battle there and trying to work himself through the traffic. As he's working himself up towards the front of the field. Brady Thompson right there as well. We see other drivers like Cody Gagliano, Keith Hackney back there still trying to save. Benji Gillian, the 07 of Stephen Gaines still in cribs. All drivers that have been saving tires pretty aggressively here throughout this race. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here if the drivers who haven't been saving as aggressive are going to be sliding backwards, and if some of these drivers that have been saving are going to be able to find enough time and enough room out there to be able to work themselves back to the front of the field as the green flag back out into the air here for Kyle Carter. Carter quickly back onto the lap pedal here in that Tri-City Speed Machine as the 14 ride out in front. Casey Durand in the Apex Sim Racing. Number 43 ride right there in position number 2. And then Patrick Lemire there in 3rd. Lemire in that number 86 ride, rolling the high side of the racetrack here in position number 2 now as he jumps to the outside of the 43 of Casey Durand. Shane Yates right there in position number 4 and looking for more here in that Premier Racing setups. Number 11 ride has Brandon Barnhart in that Tri-City Speed number 34 B Machine in position number 5 now on the racetrack as he battles door to door with Shane Yates. Michaela Steffs right there in position number 6 is down to her inside. You see the 22 ride of Brandon Boyles and the 19 of Jamie Massey as Massey slowly but surely staying right there just on the outside of the top 5. Is some contact up into the outside fence goes the 49 of Michaela Steffs. Upside down she goes in corner number 3 as her and Shane Yates come together. The caution flag going to come back out, and a pair of our top 10 drivers going to get collected in this one. Fortunately, Michaela Steff's ride tore apart. The 11 ride of Shane Yates going to take his car down pit side. So we'll take a look and see what happened here. It looks like they ran out of room here. Shane Yates down through the middle, trying to wash up the racetrack. A big run out of the 49 right of Michaela Steffs here. Looks like he gets a little tight there in the middle as Yates washes up here just ever so slightly. The 49 was already there. No mirrors in these things, and unfortunately they run out of room. They get tied together. Up into the outside fence goes the 11 of Shane Yates. It's going to drag the 49S right there into it as well. Nowhere to go here for Ben Countermarch. As Ben Countermarch going to get a big piece of that as well. Same with the 28 ride of John Forsberg as they both get pretty much tore up in this one as 49 ride going for a wild ride there. Hopefully Michaela is A-okay in behind the wheel of that 49S machine. We'll jump right on board here with the helmet cam and see what she sees from the cockpit. It's trying to just jump to the outside here. The 11 ride of Yates, and fortunately just running out of room and then hanging on for the ride here. And went upside down, and that's never a thing you want to see. His face full of dirt here at the racetrack, and unfortunately a ton of damage there for that 49S as she's back out onto the racetrack, getting that car quickly repaired and back out into the battle here. You also see Keith Hackney down pit side getting some repairs done to the 91 ride. See him roll back out onto the racetrack. So we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Tough break for both drivers. Definitely a tough break right there for both drivers. As we're going to go back to green flag racing. Kyle Carter going to see that green flag once again back out into the air here at Eldora Speedway. Quickly, Patrick Lemire right there in position number 2. Casey Durand down to his inside as here comes Jamie Massey. Massey looking right down through the middle here up into position number 3. And he's looking to try to jump up into position number 2. Brandon Foyles there in that 22 ride has Bryce Dickinson to his inside as Bryce Dickinson trying to work himself up inside the top 5. And here comes some of those drivers that were aggressively saving early on in the evening. Here comes Lucas Rourke. He's found himself up inside the top 5. Some contact. He gets washed up the racetrack into the outside fence. Benji Killian collected in that as well. The 22 ride of Brandon Foyles. Here comes the 49 of Michaela Steffs in there as well as a bunch of drivers getting tied up. And Lucas Rourke with all the saving in the world, unfortunately, can't save him there in that one. As the 5 ride, unfortunately, getting a big piece of carnage here in this race. We'll take a look and see what happened here once again as just rolling the bottom side of the racetrack here for the 5 ride. Unfortunately, looks like he's going to wash up the racetrack right here. He's going to go over the nose of the Tri-City Speed, the Childers Racing ride of Casey Childers, and unfortunately, it's just going to get them hooked together. Going to send the 5 ride up the racetrack. Unfortunately, nowhere to go here for Brandon Foyles. The 75 trying to avoid the 92. Gets in the side of Casey, then up the racetrack hard into the outside fence. Here comes the 22 ride to get a piece of him as well. And then here comes Steffs. Just unfortunately can't get that 49 ride checked up in time as she slams into the side there of Lucas Rourke again. As we'll get another look at it here from a different angle and see what happens here again. Lucas Rourke just sends it in there, trying to get it to stick. Unfortunately, just didn't quite clear the 92 ride, and fortunately, he's going to pay a costly price there in that one. A pretty heavy, tore-up race car there, and a lot of damage to that number 5 ride, and he'll have to get that thing quickly repaired and back out onto the racetrack. And unfortunately, deep in the field here once again, he's going to have to try to pass a lot of cars here and try to work himself back up towards the front of the field here as he had just worked himself inside the top 10 there. Trying to work that 5 ride up towards the front of the field, and unfortunately, not the way he wanted that one to play out. As out in front, Kyle Carter continuing to lead the way here. Carter out in front has Patrick Lemire and Jamie Massey right there behind him. Brandon Barnhart up 17 positions there in position number 4. Has Casey Durand there to his inside. Casey Childers there in that 7th position, up 16 spots as Bryce Dickinson there in the 84 ride to his outside. Chris Haggard in the 25 ride. They're in the number, I do believe that is the 7th position or 8th position. Has Brady Thompson there to his outside. Cody Gagliano and Stephen Gaines right there as well. You see the 77 of Warren Samoy in the 3D Racing House Speed Ride Post Dental in that number 9 ride there. Just on the outside of the top 10 looking in the 92 ride of Casey Childers, unfortunately, going to the rear of the field here, being tied up in that wreck, unfortunately, for the 92. Looks like he's going to head down pit side and try to get some repairs done to that 92 ride. Obviously, something not feeling good in that car, and he's going to head down pit side and try to get it fixed up and back out onto the racetrack here before we go back to green flag racing. Kyle Carter, though, out in front. He took the lead here early on in this race. He took it away from Shane Yates, and never looked back so far. Been very, very fast, very, very good here. We'll have to wait and see if the tire wear is going to come into effect, if he can hold off the 19 of Jamie Massey, Patrick Lemire, Casey Durand, Brandon Barnhart, and the rest of the drivers that have been trying to save some fuel and trying to save some tires back there behind him. As the 14 ride, going to see that green flag fly here once again in this one. Quickly out in front and looking to try to pull away with the 19 ride of Jamie Massey, sticking right there with him. Patrick Lemire there there in third as Casey Duran down low trying to hold on to fourth here. He's in position number 4 and looking for more, but here comes Brandon Barnhart. Barnhart looking to go right through the middle, and here comes Bryce Dickinson right there in position number 6. Brycey Bear in that Papa Mike Promotions NLR House of Speed Machine there in position number 6 as his teammate Cody Gagliano right there behind him. Cody, our pole sitter, unfortunately got tied up early on with a caution, and he's been slowly but surely working himself back up through the field here, and there in position number 7. Warren Samoy in the 77 there in position number 8 on the racetrack here is the 77 ride. Looking to have himself a great night as the 07 is Stephen Gaines. We saw just getting tied up in a wreck not too long ago, getting up into the outside fence, getting that car repaired back out onto the racetrack. The 07 ride finds himself back inside the top 10. Chris Hanger right there in position number 10 as Brady Thompson and Dylan Gribbs right there behind him. And here comes Bo Stenzel and Keith Hackney into that picture as well. And the 11 ride of Shane Yates as Yates trying to get hooked up here on the extreme high side, trying to find himself a way back to the front of the field. John Forsberg right there behind him in that 5 ride of Lucas Rourke as Rourke slowly but surely working himself back up towards the front of the field here, but has a lot of very fast cars, of very good drivers right there in front of him, looking to have another good night. Ben Countermarsh right there as well. Michaela Steffs out there on the racetrack in the 49 ride there in 19th, and Brandon Boyles rounding out our top 20. Benji Killian down pit side. The 92 ride of Casey Childers also down pit side with Timmy Orberson and Luke Zampich off the racetrack, but out in front, continuing to lead the way here once again with a 1-second lead. Kyle Carter showing these drivers how to get it done here at Eldora Speedway. As he goes across the start finish line, lap number 64 up on the board here. So about 37 more laps left to go here in this A main feature event. That is still a very long time. A lot of laps and a lot of wear and tear on your equipment, a lot of wear and tear on your tires. We'll have to wait and see when this fall off may happen to these race cars and to these tires. To see the 14 ride maybe starting to kick that rear end down a little bit more and a little bit more as this racetrack continuing to get slicker and slicker and slicker, continuing to get tougher and tougher to drive here on the evening, and that's going to wear out these tires in a quick hurry. So we'll have to wait and see who's been able to keep their car pointing in the right direction and saving those tires the most here. We'll jump into another quick Peacemaker Gaming. Crank it up, ladies and gentlemen. Crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver here once again as we're going to crank it up here on Peacemaker Gaming. As the crank it up, not going to last very long there, and that one is, we saw that one happening live. Unfortunately, the 25 ride of Chris Haggard getting collected in this one hard up into the outside fence. We'll take a look and see what happens here. Once again to that 25 ride is a bunch of damage here to that 25. You see the 43 of Casey Duran trying to hang on to the 43 ride. He has Keith Hackney and Dylan Cribbs right down to his inside. Lucas Rourke and Shane Yates in the picture there, as well as see the 43 just sideways already up the racetrack here. Keith Hackney trying to stay off of him. Fortunately, looks like the 25 going to slide up here a little bit. Unfortunately, they're all just going to run out of room here. Dylan Cribbs nowhere to go. Casey Duran nowhere to go. And the 25 ride just unfortunately going to get drug up into the outside fence here right there before the start-finish line. 7-11 at Dylan Cribbs getting some heavy damage there, as well as things happen quickly here in this one. Just unfortunately nowhere to go there for 7-11 at Dylan Cribbs. Casey Duran and 25 right kind of pinching them there right into the middle, and they all get up into the outside fence and get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here after some quick repairs. We see the 25 ride back out onto the racetrack. I believe we see Casey Duran still down pit side trying to get that car fixed back up. We do see Dylan Cribbs back out there having that NLR Papa Mike Promotions House of Speed ride back into one piece here as the NH Lens machine back out onto the track looking to try to work himself more and more towards the front of the field. And unfortunately, looks like our race leader down pit side here Kyle Carter down pit side, so we're going to get a new race leader here as Jamie Massey out in front. Kyle Carter down pit side here. Doesn't look like he is rolling off a pit lane in a quick hurry. We'll have to see if the 14 ride can rejoin the field here, but that's going to give up that top spot as out in front, Jamie Massey now leading the way. In position number 2, it's Bryce Dickinson. Is inside Stephen Gaines, and then you see Brandon Barnhart, Patrick Lemire rounding out our top 5. Cody Gagliano, Warren Samoy, Lucas Rourke, Shane Yates, and Keith Hackney rounding out the top 10 with Bo Stenzel, John Forsberg, Ben Countermarsh, Brandon Voiles, Brady Thompson, Dylan Cribbs, Kayla Steffs, Chris Haggard. Rounding out our lead lap cars is unfortunately Kyle Carter still down pit side here. In that number 19 ride, it does look like, no, Casey Durand off the racetrack here as well. Casey Durand off the racetrack, Benji Killian, Casey Childers, Timmy Orbison, and Luke Zampich all off the racetrack there. But the driver that's led the most laps here throughout the evening, down pit side, getting some work done. I'm not sure if we'll see that 14 of Kyle Carter back out onto the track or not. To wait and see here as Jamie Massey continuing to lead the way here as they roll back around behind the official iRacing pace truck, and we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing as I believe the lights are off the official iRacing pace truck, and we're going to go back to green flag racing this time by. All right, so Jamie Massey now out in front, that control car all by himself here. No one to his inside, no one to his outside as they're too wide. Back there behind him, we're going to go back to green flag racing here at Eldora Speedway. Massey sees that green flag fly. Bryce Dickinson right there in position number 2. Stephen Gaines there in third as the 07 ride, the Speed Ranch machine, up into position number 3 and trying to work himself to the front of the field. Brandon Barnhart there in position number 4 and looking for more as Cody Gagliano up inside the top 5. But here comes Lucas Rourke. Rourke slowly but surely has worked himself back up through the field. He saved tires aggressively early, but he's going to get up into the outside wall again. So isn't Brandon Barnhart. Caution flag is going to come back out, and a heartbreaker there for Lucas Rourke, who's been battling himself back up through the field here a couple times throughout this evening. Unfortunately, for the second time, going to get collected in some incident and up into the outside fence again and down pit side. We also saw the 34 ride of Brandon Barnhart getting collected here, as well as Barnhart trying to stay off the 07 ride, trying to fill the hole back in there in front of the 20R of Cody Gagliano. Unfortunately, Cody just already there, having himself a good run, and then just looks like they just run out of room there between this number 34B and the 20R ride. As we'll get another look at it here, is maybe just both of them kind of coming together there. Unfortunately, off of corner number 2, things tightening up, and unfortunately, Brandon Barnhart up into the outside fence here. That's going to create a ton of damage for Cody Gagliano. That car is going to get drove up into the outside fence there in corner number 3, and a tough break for both Cody and for Brandon Barnhart. 2 drivers up inside the top 5 as we'll take another look back and see what happened here to Lucas Rourke, as well as we'll take a look at that 5 ride down on the bottom side of the racetrack as he's down low, sliding up the racetrack here. Looks like the 86 ride right there behind him. Looks like he's just going to kind of get a little tight there on the corner exit and slides up the racetrack, hoping to clear that 86 ride. Unfortunately, just wasn't clear enough, and that's going to get him hooked there into that right rear quarter panel and up into the outside fence. Quick thinking there for Keith Hackney in the 09 ride. Look at the 11 of Shane Yates split in the middle here as well. A few different drivers getting collected there on the backstretch, and Yates being able to split him there and keep that car in one piece as we get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Jamie Massey is going to see that green flag fly here once again. The green flag back out into the air. Jamie Massey leads the way as Bryce Dickinson right there in position number 2. Stephen Gaines there in third, and here comes Keith Hackney. Hackney slowly but surely has worked himself up towards the front of the field, and now he's up inside the top 5 as the 07 ride of Stephen Gaines tries to pinch him up there on the outside. The 9 ride of Bo Stenzel right there as well, back up inside the top 5 here for the 9 ride, looking to have himself a big run as the slide job out of the 07. Stephen Gaines goes for the big slider there, Bryce Dickinson and Keith Hackney had to be quick on the brakes there to avoid the contact. And the crossover there, a quick little slider down through 1 and 2 for the 84. Stephen Gaines going to pay it back here in 3 and 4. The crossover coming again here from Bryce Dickinson as they battle for position number 2. That's exactly what Jamie Massey wants to see. Jamie wants to see them continue to duke it out, but keep it clean as he's trying to run away with this A main feature event. The 07 rider Stephen Gaines there in second. Bryce Dickinson down low here in third. Grip Hackney, Keith Hackney right there in position number 4 and looking for more here as he's looking to jump to the outside of Bryce Dickinson. The 9 rider Bo Stenzel's going to get up and pancake the outside fence. Hopefully not too much damage to that 9 rider. And here comes Shane Yates. Yates working himself back up towards the front of the field here in that 11 machine. As that rocket chassis number 11 machine up into 6. He's got Brady Thompson right there behind him. Warren Samoy in the 3D Racing House of Speed Norwood Sim Sports 77 ride there in 8th. Dylan Cribbs in the NLR Papa Mike Promotions number 711 ride there in position number 9. And the reliable Jules A. Speed Shop Sweet Victory Apparel Mud Duck Racing number 12 ride of Ben Countermarsh going to jump up and into position number 11 here. Sean Forsberg's going to work to his outside and take that 10th position away from Countermarsh. Chris Haggard there in position number 12. Brandon Boyles, Patrick Lemire, Brandon Barnhart, and Michaela Staffs rounding out our lead lap drivers here back in position number 16. Unfortunately, Lucas Rourke, Cody Gagliano, Kyle Carter, Casey Durand, Benji Killian, Casey Childers, Timmy Orberson, and Luke Sampich off the racetrack here in this one. As the battle's on here at the front of the field, Jamie Massey leading this pack, but he's got the 07 of Stephen Gaines and the 91 of Keith Hackney right there behind him. Hackney right there on the back bumper of the 07 as the 07 of Stephen Gaines going to look for the slide job down here through 3 and 4. Getting onto the binders, jumping down to the inside as door to door, down across the line. We get a new race leader. Stephen Gaines now out in front as the slider from both the 91 and the 19. A great crossover coming there from Stephen Gaines as they continue to battle here for the top spot. Jamie Massey, Stephen Gaines, and Keith Hackney going door to door and duking it out here late in this race as our 100 lap feature event slowly but surely coming to a close here with 18 more laps left to go this next time by the start finish line. Another slide job out of Stephen Gaines as Massey gonna cross him back over, gonna go back down to the line as Jamie Massey just edging out in front here over that 07 ride. Here comes a big run out of Keith Hackney. Hackney looking to try to jump up and take position number 2 away from the 19 as the 07 all over his back bumper. They bounce off the outside wall here and open up the door just ever so slightly for that 91 ride. Bo Stenzel there battling door to door for position number 4 on the racetrack as him and Bryce Dickinson continue to battle the 9 ride. Gonna get up and bounce off the outside wall here once again. The 9 ride's gotten very, very lucky that he hasn't gotten torn up there, getting up into the outside wall too much here in this one. Brady Thompson back there in 6. Shane Yates in 7th. Dylan Cribbs, John Forsberg, and Ben Countermarsh rounding out our top 10 as Warren Samoy slid back here just ever so slightly as some contact. Looks like Stephen Gaines gonna get up into the outside fence here. I think Jamie Massey may have gotten tied up in that as well. We'll take a look here. Massey going down low here. They're 3 wide down into corner number 3 here. And just unfortunately, it looks like they run out of room. Hard up into the outside wall goes the 07 of Stephen Gaines and the 19 of Jamie Massey. And 2 of our race leaders duking it out here in this one. Gonna get tied up in it and a ton of damage there for Stephen Gaines. We'll take a look here at the 19 of Jamie Massey as he gets up into the wall there as well as knew something was brewing here. These guys were throwing slide jobs and crossovers and running very, very tight to each other. And unfortunately, just kind of running out of room there. Jamie couldn't go any lower with the 91 ride down to his inside. The 07 just there to his outside. Just looks like they run out of room here. As we'll take another look at it and see what we can see here from the chase cam. Is see just unfortunately here just not enough room down into corner number 3. Jamie kind of stuck right in the middle of 3 wide, and it looks like that rear end just unfortunately going to tag the front left of the 07 ride as that contact's made. It straightens out Jamie's car, pushes him up into the outside fence. So doesn't the 07 ride at Stephen Gaines, and Both rides getting absolutely destroyed up there on the outside of this one. As we're going to stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. We got a new race leader here on this one. As a new race leader. Bullshit call on me. I mean, it is what it is, Casey. I mean, it sucks, brother. I mean, that definitely sucks. I mean, I can't really say anything about it because I don't know what the call was. I don't know what the incident was, but you know, I don't make the calls, brother. I don't make the calls. I just make the announcing. That's it, brother. I'm not no admin. So out in front though, Keith Hackney leading the way here as the 9 rider Bo Stencil right there in position number 2. Bryce Dickinson there in 3rd. Now trying to hold off the 27 rider Brady Thompson as Thompson up inside the top 5 in that 27 ride, trying to work himself up towards the front of the field. He's going to jump up and clear the 84 ride of Bryce Dickinson as Bryce going to try to battle back here, looking down to his inside. Shane Yates up inside the top 5. Dylan Gribbs there in 6th. Ben Countermarch up into 7th. John Forsberg, Warren Samoy, and Chris Hager rounding at our top 10 as see Jamie Massey still out there on the racetrack trying to work himself back up inside the top 10 there in that 19 ride as Jamie right there in the middle trying to work himself past a few of these other drivers. Still a lot of very, very fast, a lot of fast cars, a lot of great drivers on the racetrack here as Keith Hackney out in front looking to try to run away with this one. The 91 ride hooked up here, stretching his lead almost to his 2nd already over the 9 ride of Bo Stencil. Stencil there in 2nd. Brady Thompson in position number 3 looking to hit outside, trying to get that car wound up on the extreme high side here. Bryce Dickinson with a great run there in position number 4, but has the 11 ride as Shane Yates now looking to hit outside as Yates looking to try to jump up into position number 4 on the racetrack. And then you see the 7-11 ride of Dylan Gribbs right there ready to pounce. Same with Ben Countermarch in that Mud Duck Racing number 12 ride right there ready to make a move as well. Bryce Dickinson trying to hold on here. Starting to get a little freight train there down through the middle side of the racetrack. I'm sure he'd love to try to jump up into the high side here. Got to wait for a hole. Got to wait for an opening here to jump up there into that groove. It's the 9 rider Bo Stencil up into the outside fence. Stencil hard into the fence here. We saw him a few times get up there, and unfortunately he's going to tag it again. A lot of damage down to the inside of the racetrack, and the caution flag is going to fly here for the 9 ride. Bo Stencil, unfortunately, finally going to find that outside fence here a little bit too much as the 9 ride going to jump up over the cushion here into the outside fence, and a ton of damage. Unfortunately, Shane Yates going to get a little piece of that one. The 7-11 of Dylan Gribbs getting a little bit of damage there as well, but see the 9 ride going to head down to the inside of the racetrack, and that's where the caution flag is going to be thrown. We also saw the 49 of Michaela Steff slow on the racetrack here as well. See the 07 of Stephen Gaines still with a ton of damage on that 07 ride. Trying to keep his car out there as Michaela's going to get hard up into the outside fence there as well. Unfortunately, slides up a little bit too far. Pancakes that outside fence and a bunch of damage there for the 49S ride as well. We'll see if he can continue as Bo Stencil down pit side trying to get some work done to his car as we'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that follow button. Or if you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we're going to get ready to stack them up, rack them up, and get ready to go back to green flag racing. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go and drop us a subscription over there on YouTube as we slowly but surely continue to build up and continue to grow on all channels as we're live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So live on 3 different channels, continuing to grow, continuing to reach new and new people, and continuing to grow more and more and more. As right now we got 7 people over there watching on YouTube. Make sure you guys all hit that like button on the stream for me. Make sure you hit that share button if you want to, and make sure you hit that subscribe button as, man, some great racing action as we're going to go back to green flag racing here in this one. Quickly, the green flag back out. A great restart there for the 27 rider Brady Thompson. Is Thompson going to go for the slide chop? He's going to jump out in front, down out of corner number 2. Keith Hackney going to battle back down on the inside. Keith Hackney and Brady Thompson going to duke it out now for the top spot. Brady down low here. Looks like he's going to take that lead away as we get a new race leader here late in this one. Brady Thompson out in front. Keith Hackney trying to battle back strong. Shane Yates right there ready to pounce in that Premier Racing Setups number 11 ride. The 7-11 of Dylan Cribbs from deep in the field here. He's been holding back all evening long, saving some tires. We'll have to see if he has anything left in the tank late in this one as Keith Hackney up into the outside fence. Hackney hard into the wall here. Some heavy damage for the 91 ride. He's trying to get it off the racetrack here. Slow up there on the outside fence, and there's the caution flag is going to fly. The caution flag going to come back out here as, unfortunately, the 91 rider Keith Hackney going to get up into the outside fence here. Some heavy damage and a tore-up race car for that 91. We'll take a look and see what happened here. That 91 machine of Keith Hackney is unfortunately just maybe a flat tire, maybe a tire finally given out here on that 91 machine as rolling the high side, just sends it into the corner. The car just goes straight, gets up into the outside fence, pancakes it in. Unfortunately, a ton of damage there for Keith Hackney, and so on the racetrack, debris on the track, and the caution flag is going to fly here in a heartbreaker there for the 91 as he was looking to try to pick up this checkered flag, battling for the race lead here as you've seen quite a few different leaders in this race have some issues in. Now we see a new race leader at the front of the field looking to have no issues here as that 27 rider Brady Thompson out in front leading the way. Has the 11 rider Shane Yates there in position number 2. Dylan Cribbs there in third, and now Ben Countermarsh up inside the top 5 here as Ben Countermarsh up into position number 4 and looking for more. Jamie Massey in the House of Speed NLR Papa Mike Promotions number 19 ride there in position number 5 as his teammate Bryce Dickinson right there behind him in the NLR number 84 ride. And you see John Forsberg in the 28 machine there in position number 7. The Edge Performance 25 rider Chris Haggard there in 8th of 3D Racing. House of Speed number 77 of Warren Samoy there in 9th. And the Tri-City Speed Machine, the B34 rider Brandon Barnhart rounding out our top 10. Brandon Voiles there in 11. Patrick Lemire in position number 8. Stephen Gaines there in 13th. And Keith Hackney off the racetrack in position number 14 as I believe Keith Hackney, last driver to leave the racing surface with 13 cars left out there as we're going to go back to green flag racing and a great restart right there for Brady Thompson. Thompson out in front here looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here this evening as Shane Yates up into the outside fence now. The 7-11 of Dylan Cribbs nowhere to go, all over his back bumper. Yates stopped on the racetrack, and there's the caution flag going to come back out. Shane Yates looking to have a big run and a great race here this evening. For the second time here, the 11 ride. Going to get up into the outside fence and a ton of damage. Looks like maybe another flat tire as him and the 7-11 rider Dylan Cribbs just wash up there. I think Dylan gets into the fence just trying to avoid him as it just looks like something happens. The car just gets slow on the racetrack here for the 11 ride, sends it into the corner, and then unfortunately slows up and washes up the racetrack. The 7-11 trying to get up to his outside, gets into the fence, trying to avoid him, and unfortunately for Shane Yates, just keeps on sliding up hard into the outside fence. Dylan Cribbs there with a ton of speed still on his back bumper, pushing him here in this one, and a ton of damage there for the 11 and the 7-11 ride as to come together again there, kind of glued together up on the high side of the racetrack, and a tough break there for the Premier Racing Setups ride of Shane Yates and that 7-11 ride of Dylan Cribbs. We'll get him stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here. Brady Thompson out in front now sees Ben Countermarsh. The Sweet Victory Apparel, Majula Say Speed Shop, Reliable Mud Duck Racing, number 12 ride there in second. And Jamie Massey's found himself back up inside the top 5 here as that 119 ride there in position number 3. There, right behind him, his teammate in the 84 ride, Bryce Dickinson, in position number 4 and looking for more as the 28 ride of John Forsberg up inside the top 5. Chris Hanger there in 6, Warren Samoy in 7th, Brandon Barnhart, Brandon Voiles, and Patrick Lemire rounding out our top 10. Dylan Cribbs rolling back out onto the racetrack here, the last car on the track here right now, as everybody else unfortunately running into some issues and parking their rides. Is out in front, the 27 ride of Brady Thompson with a big restart here over Ben Countermarsh and Jamie Massey. Massey down to the inside, looking to maybe go for the slide job. He's going to make some contact there with Countermarsh. Countermarsh and Massey going to duke it out here for position number 2, as out in front Brady Thompson leads the way here down across the start finish line. Going to click off another lap as Ben Countermarsh and Jamie Massey duke it out here for position number 2 on the racetrack. A big run coming out of the 19 ride of Massey as Massey looks to the outside here of that 12 machine. Countermarsh going to try to slide up in front of him here, and this is exactly what Brady Thompson wants to see. Thompson wants to see them continue to duke it out and go after each other for position number 2, as he's looking to try to run away with this one as the 27 ride down through corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He's going to see, the caution flag is going to fly. The caution flag coming out as Brady Thompson saw the white flag in our flagman's hand, ready to make this race. A 1 lap to go, but the caution flag is going to fly, and we're going to get a late race caution flag and a late race restart as Jamie Massey going to pull up right there behind him in position number 2, as we'll take a look back and see what brings out this caution flag. Like John Forsberg getting collected, maybe Bryce Dickinson in there as well, as it might start at the front here with the 12 ride of Ben Countermarsh. Countermarsh down low here, trying to roll that middle side. Looks like he's going to try to jump up the racetrack. Unfortunately, Bryce Dickinson was there. I don't think Countermarsh knew he was up there, and unfortunately for Bryce Dickinson, just nowhere to go. Gets collected as the 12 ride trying to stay right behind the 19 of Jamie Massey. We've seen this a few times throughout the evening. Just washes up the racetrack here, trying to fall in behind. And a big run there for Bryce Dickinson, getting to his outside. And Countermarsh, not knowing he was there, just comes up the track. They run out of room. Unfortunately, heavy damage there for Countermarsh. Heavy damage for Bryce Dickinson. They come down. They get a piece of the 25 right, but the 28 of John Forsberg also getting collected in that one. Some heavy contact there for the 28 ride as well. And I do believe Brandon Barnhart possibly going to go around there as well, as he gets tagged, and he's going to go for a little spin there on that one and backs it up into the outside fence, and some pretty heavy damage there for the 34 ride as he almost goes upside down. But things are going to get interesting here with the late race restart. Brady Thompson out in front. Jamie Massey there in second. John Forsberg with a heavily damaged car. You can see him crab walking down the straightaways here. This car just not pointed in the right direction there in third. Warren Samoy there in fourth, as we're going to go back to green flag racing. A green-white checkered here. A good restart for Brady Thompson, but Jamie Massey sticking right there with him. Massey in the 19 right there in position number 2 as they head down the backstretch here for possibly the second final time. A little bit of contact, door to door, down at corner number 4. We're going to see the white flag fly as they're door to door down across the line. Jamie Massey down low, the 27 right to Brady Thompson up on the high side. They make some contact. They're still tied together. Here comes the rest of the field. Thompson hard up into the outside wall. Here comes John Forsberg with a heavily damaged ride as Jamie Massey out in front down through 3 and out at corner number 4. Jamie Massey is going to pick up the checkered flag here in this one. John Forsberg with a tore up race car crab walking down the straightaways is going to come home in second, and Warren Samoy in the 3D Racing House of Speed 77 ride there in third. Brandon Voiles and Patrick Lemire are going to round out our top 5 as Brandon Barnhart, Dylan Cribbs, Bryce Dickinson, Chris Haggard, and Brady Thompson are going to round out our top 10. But Jamie Massey parking it here in victory lane in the 19 ride. He's going to celebrate a little bit down here in this one. The 19 ride coming home in the top spot. What a run, what a race. Everyone giving everything they can. We'll take a look back here through this final lap as him and Brady Thompson duke it out for the win here in this one. Brady just they come together. Jamie sends it in there a little bit deep. They get time together, and unfortunately, the 27 right getting the worst end of that deal and gets hard up into the outside fence. The whole right front explodes. Massey's able to keep on with the power here and keep the car pointing in the right direction as he comes across the start-finish line and picks up the checkered flag here in this one after 100 laps of crazy racing action. The 19 of Jamie Massey able to pick up the checkered flag. What a run. What a race. Bryce Dickinson says 5% right rear left over. Yikes. Yikes is right, brother. That is wild. That was a lot of wildness right there. Massey running through people on the racetrack like 10-year-olds on a playground. I mean, it is what it is. It happens. That's racing 100 laps in. I mean, that's what happens, brother. Everyone does it. Whether it's for 10th or for first or for 100th position, you get that final lap and a chance to pick up the checkered flag. You're going to try to run that guy, not dirty, but you're going to try to make some contact if you have to try to pick up the checkered flag. If it was roles reversed, I wouldn't expect anything different out of the 27 ride. I'd expect him to try to maybe get in and push the 27 ride up the racetrack a little bit, try to make that little bit of contact or get the upper hand there. And, that's just hard racing. And when it comes to a checkered flag and money on the line, drivers are going to drive it in there that much deeper, that much farther, and try to push their hand that much more to try to get it done. And unfortunately for the 27 ride, he got the raw end of the deal here in this one. Jamie Massey, though, picking up the checkered flag, as that's what happens out there on the racetrack. As we'll get ready to pull the 19 ride of Massey up into the broadcast booth here for his post-race interview. I see Warren in here. There we go. There's Jamie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner, Jamie Massey, as Massey picks up the checkered flag here in this one. As we'll pull the 19 ride up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Jamie, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I got you, man.
Jamie, my boy, a good run, a good drive as he picked up the checkered flag here after a hard-fought 100 laps of racing action here at Eldora Speedway. Jamie, take us back through that final green-white checkered here as you and the 27 ride of Brady Thompson battle it out, duke it out, and go door-to-door here, down across the start-finish line on that final lap. A little bit of contact. Unfortunately, you both washed up the racetrack, hard up into the wall, and unfortunately, some pretty heavy damage there for the 27 ride, taking them out of contention of this one, but you're able to keep your foot in the throttle and keep that car pointing in the right direction, pick up the checkered flag here in this one.
Yeah, I mean, he knew I was down there. He tried to block the slaughter line. I mean, he'd been running the top. He knew I was going to pass him. It's $100, man. I'm going to go for the slider. He tried to block it. I got into him. I wasn't trying to wreck him for nothing in the world, dude. I got shitted on. I was just riding up front, got junked in the wall. So I'm not out there trying to wreck nobody, man. I mean, we were both in the money. His tires were complete trash. I beat him. I drove under him. I was clear. I couldn't see him. I slid in the corner, and he blocked the slaughter line. That's what happened when you block the slaughter line. There's nothing I could do.
Absolutely some good, hard racing out there. Unfortunately, no mirror, so can't really see where that car is to your outside. We saw it all evening long, just unfortunately drivers sliding up and not clear the car to the outside, getting that little bit of a right rear into them, and then getting up into the outside fence. And once you kind of get into that outside fence at the wrong angle here at Eldora, just kind of blows that whole right front all the shreds. Unfortunately for Brady there, getting collected in that late race contact, but luckily enough for you, you're able to keep that car pointing in the right direction and keep it together there. And down the backstretch is the rest of the field under power, trying to catch up to you, trying to figure out a way to get around you there in 3 and 4. You were able to keep your foot in the throttle and keep them all at bay and pick up the checkered flag here in this one.
And we had 21 right rear left. I mean, I was out front just cruising. That's it. I mean, it was, and I did 27 donuts after the race. I mean, literally there was nothing. I mean, I don't know, man. I hate it. I definitely wasn't trying to wreck him. I mean, I literally entered the corner to slide him, and he blocked it, and we got together. I mean, what do I do? I just want to thank these guys for putting this thing on. I want to thank NLR, House of Speed, Cody for spotting me there, and everybody that came out, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, Jamie. A lot of fun and a great race there as you parked that 19 right up here in Victory Lane. Congratulations. And as you said, everyone's going to be able to send it there for some money on the line here, especially with iRacing. Any one of these guys that are there behind you, the rest of the field, if they had the opportunity, they'd be doing the same thing, even if it was their mother there in front of them down in 1 and 2 on the final lap. They're going to be sending it in there trying to take that $100 away from anyone else in the field. And unfortunately, just the contact happened. happened, and you're able to hold on, though, and pick up the checkered flag with a good run and a good race and a good recovery there after, leading some laps late in this one, getting up into the outside wall, getting some pretty heavy damage there, but you're able to rebound, come back, and pick up the checkered flag here in this one, man. What a run, what a race, and what a drive there out of that 19 machine.
I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I don't blame him for blocking the slider, but he can't be mad at the outcome when you block the slider. I mean, we were door to door going down the front straightaway. He knew I was there, or he wouldn't have blocked the slider. So, I mean, I hate it for him. It is what it is, man. I definitely wasn't trying to tear his shit up. I mean, but whatever.
Absolutely,
Thank
brother.
you.
Jamie, good race, good run. Congratulations on the win. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth, maybe right down in Victory Lane again next Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, Jamie Massey, as Jamie parks it up here in Victory Lane. What a run and what a drive there for that number 19 ride, as we're going to get ready to pull in our second place finisher, our second place driver, the number 28 of John Forsberg, somehow hanging on to it and keeping that 28 ride pointing in the right direction as Forsberg parks his ride up here in position number 2. We're going to get ready to pull John up for his post-race interview. Hey, John, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
John, my boy, what a run, what a race, man. Take us back through this one. Obviously, we saw everyone trying to conserve and save some tires here throughout this race, especially during that first half as everyone battling some good, hard racing out there, 2, 3, 4 wide, but everyone kind of just being conservative, trying to save their equipment for late in this race, and then things getting a little bit wild there throughout the final, 20, 30, 40 laps of this race. We saw a good amount of caution flags, a lot of good cars getting tore up, and then right there at the end, we saw you get collected in that final caution flag. You get some pretty heavy damage. You stay out on the racetrack, and the car obviously heavily damaged, crab walking down the straightaways here. You're able to somehow hang on. Brady Thompson and Massey come together and opens up the door here for you to jump up into position number 2, man. Take us back through this race and how you got it done.
Yeah, so the first 40 or so laps, I was just running the outside like it was an asphalt car. I just had my wheel turned left and just rolling the corner and 50% on the straightaways. And I caught up to some of the faster guys about lap 40, and I was a little concerned. I was like, oh, no, if I caught up to the fast guys, I mean, I'm doing too much already. But, I got lucky a couple times, missed a lot of cautions from where I started back in P20. So it was like dodging cautions most of the race. And then that last one I got collected, my steering wheels actually turned 90 degrees the whole final 2 laps. Like I had to hold my steering wheel sideways, and I tried it on a couple of the pace laps just to see if I even had a right front tire there. And it felt like I could turn it. So I knew the slick was going to help me turn. So I just kind of went for it. And at that point, with 1 lap left, what am I going to do?
Absolutely. Well, it pays off for you here as you're able to gain another spot on the racetrack and keep that 28 ride pointed in the right direction as you park it up here in position number 2. John, a great run and a great drive, man. After 100 laps of hard-fought battles out there on the racetrack, you're able to park it up here on the front stretch right there in between, 2 very fast drivers with Jamie Massey out in front, Warren Samoy, and so many other great talented drivers back there behind you, man. It's got to feel pretty good to be up here in position number 2.
Yeah, it's awesome. Some of those guys, they got kind of collected in some stuff that maybe wasn't always their fault. But, I checked my tires after the race. I had 12% on the right rear. But when I was talking to a couple guys, it seemed like I had a little bit more right front. So I wasn't my right front wasn't pushing in the corners at all, even at the end. So I was able to kind of hold my corners pretty well. And I think that actually helped me dodge a couple accidents. But yeah, it's kind of cool to see some of those guys that have been beating me every week in my behind me and my relative.
Absolutely,
I'll take that.
Brother. Absolutely. It's always good to see some of those good cars, some of those tough competitors back there behind you. You almost had them all back behind you here in this one. Unfortunately, one car left out in front there on the front bumper of that 28 ride, but you're right there, giving a good shot there, almost picking up the checkered flag, a solid second place run. John, who would you like to thank here for such a great race and great drive here in this one?
I'd like to thank my wife, honestly, because she allows me to do this. So that's kind of the biggest one. I just got into iRacing maybe about 3 months ago, just got my system and got it set up, and she allows me to come down here and play when I'm not working. So I appreciate that the most.
Absolutely, brother. Well, John, congrats on a great run. Congrats on a great drive. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth next Saturday, maybe one spot better and up here in Victory Lane.
We'll see what I can do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, John Forsberg. As John coming home here in position number 2. What a run and what a drive there out of that number 28 machine. As we're going to get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the number 77 of Warren Samoy, as Warren Samoy coming home here in position number 3. I'll also add in that John Forsberg, I do believe, let me double check here, was the hard charger as well. So picking up 18 positions from where he started, John Forsberg, the hard charger in this race as well, there in second. Warren Samoy picking up 12 spots, being able to park the 77 ride up here in position number 3. We're going to get ready to pull Warren in for his post-race interview. Hey, Warren, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Warren, my boy, a crazy run, a crazy race here. The 77 ride right there in the middle of the pack here pretty much all evening long, trying to avoid some of the carnage, trying to avoid some of the action out there, just kind of keep it in one piece for late in this race. And here you go, right at the end, you're able to find your way up into position number 3 for a great solid run and a solid top 3 finish here after 100 laps of hard-fought racing, man. Take us back through this race and how you got it done.
Yeah, well, I had to pit early. I'm not sure what happened. We were 3 wide, I think. This league runs up without the mirrors, so really got to be aware of your surroundings. And I just got tied up with another car. I'm not even sure what happened, but went in about lap 10, got a new car. Then I just hung out in the back and tried to just take it easy and save the tire. And I was able to use the brake pedal a lot to avoid some carnage out there. And just happy to finish. I just wanted to finish was the main goal. Top 10 would have been fine, but podium, coming to talk to you, shit, that's like a win for me.
Absolutely, brother. Can't ask for a better night when you plan for just a solid run, a solid top 10 here. Things coming your way, and some drivers having some issues out there on the racetrack to open up the door for a great run and a great finish here for the 77 crew as you park it up here in third. Warren, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this evening?
I got to thank Tommy and PGA and Joseph for putting this league on. I help them when I can. I try to leave all the tough decisions. I think they had some calls to make tonight that I'm glad I wasn't didn't have to be a part of. But I got to thank all the guys over at 3D Racing as well. That's my team, and they're behind us 100% out here. So, and I got to thank my wife Stacy. She lets me get away with this. So, thanks to everybody that makes this possible, and thanks to you for putting on a good show. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. Warren, congratulations on the third place run. A great finish and a great drive. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth here throughout the rest of the series and maybe a couple spots better next week and up in Victory Lane.
When they were starting to get together there, I thought, you're out there racing, your brain's racing, but I thought, I'm going to win this damn thing, but Jamie got her back together and gathered it up. So good job to him, and shout out to John Forsberg, too, for bringing that thing home. He was his car was going sideways on pace laps. I didn't think he was going to be able to finish it, but he held on to that thing. He did a good job.
Absolutely did a great job hanging on to that car as it was crowd walking around the racetrack.
And a
good job for everyone else to try to avoid him or make the adjustments to not make the contact.
It might have helped him turn a little better. He was getting to the corner a lot better than I was.
It might have actually, honestly, just getting it easier into the corner there, a little straighter, maybe going through the center and.
He was halfway turned already.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect, Warren. Congrats on the third place run, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth very soon.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our third place finisher, Warren Samoy, as Warren coming home here in position number 3. What a good run. What a good drive here. Now, we're going to need to be able to save our top finishers here. Let me see here. We need to get the drivers that were non-qualifiers into the marble races. We're going to get ready here for some marble races. Let me see. Can I take a screenshot of this real quick? Or let me see if I can take a web capture of this. Luke Zampich was in the A main. I don't think I can take a screenshot. Oh, print screen. Why does my screenshot button not fucking work anymore? What in the world? Give me an interview, please. You know you love me. Nah, Steven, you gotta be top 3, brother, unfortunately. Unfortunately, my boy. So trying to remember all these names. If someone can screenshot that for me, let me see if I can get one of the admins to maybe do that for me, or they're probably dealing with Brady and Jamie's issue and everything else. Just look up the snipping tool. The snipping tool? What the fuck's the snipping tool, Bryce? This thing? This thing? I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. We just need to be able to, like, I need all the names of the non-qualifiers. That's what I need. That's what I need. It will do a screenshot for you. It'll do a screenshot for you. This thing? Like this thing. Oh, that's just saving the file. No, in your search bar. Oh, in my search bar? Like on Google? Usually you can just Windows Alt print screen, but apparently that doesn't want to work anymore. Select the G under each consi. Select the G under each consi. Oh, I don't need that. I just need the feature lineup. I can see all the names that are there that were non-qualifiers. So I gotta see if I can. Maybe I can minimize this and just move it out of the way here quick. Let me see if I can do that. Alt enter. Try that, chat. Let's try that. We'll just move this up and out of the way. We'll get the other one added in. Let me open up Marbles on Steam. There we go. That'll work. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't need to do the screenshot. I can just do that as well. That also works. I'll just close it after we get all the names added in and we get this bad boy fired up and ready to go here. As we'll get ready for our 2 marble races here. We got 2 marble races. All of our non-qualifiers are going to get added into this. They're all going to get an opportunity to try to pick up a little bit of extra tow money, some extra cash in their pockets. See, now you could search the snipping tool. Shaking my head. Oh, my gosh. Alt-tab out of the game and just look up the snipping tool. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I have 4 monitors, so I could just look up other things on other monitors, but I'll just drag it off to the side and do it that way. So we'll get ready here. Quick little race. There we go. Let me quickly. That needs to get out of the way. There we go. We need to add some names here. So we need to add name number 1. What are we looking at here? We're looking at. Okay, so. Benji Killian was in there. Chase Now. Wasn't there one driver that I said was in the race but didn't qualify or didn't finish? Oh yeah, there it is. There's Luke Sampich. Okay, perfect. So first name on the board here, we're looking at Chase Now. Chase Now. I spelled that right. Probably did. Yo, what's up, Tommy?
Hey, did you figure it out?
Yeah.
Yep.
Chase Now. Chase. I can hear myself through you.
Yep. Sorry, I'll pause it.
Is that good?
Yeah, you just go to results and then go to G.
Did you figure it out? Yeah.
There we go. Sorry about that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we quickly just get everyone added in here, all of our non-qualifiers. Tommy, read some names off for him, maybe? Yeah, that'd probably be maybe a little easier, but I don't know. I can read them all here. More of the spelling that I'm worried about.
Or maybe, yeah, that would probably be maybe a little easier, but I don't know. I can read them all here.
C main non-qualifier was Brady Miller, Tim Christensen, Kevin Battering, Stephen Hart, Chris Hill, Donovan Sorensen, Zach Hoodell, and Michael Chilton. And B main non-qualifiers was Tommy Bush, PJ Popham, Brian Wax, Joseph Gandy, Lucas Dubois, Chase Denow, Shannon Law, and Terry Boswell. If you go to results and then go to the C and B main and then just select the R, it'll put them in order of who was in each one.
Wait, Zach Huddle? I think that's admin, isn't it? Or no, he was racing with it. Perfect. I believe that is everybody. I think I missed anybody. Chase Dunow, Brady Miller, Tim Christensen, Shannon Law, Donovan Sorensen, Kevin Battering, Lance Dubois, Tommy Bush, PJ Popham, Terry Boswell, Michael Chilton, Stephen Hart, Chris Hill, Brian Wax, Joseph Grandy, and Zach Huddle. Perfect. Beauty. All right, so I do believe that is everybody for the marble race. Everybody in here, everyone ready to rock and roll. He's Canadian. Need to slow it down for him? Yeah, definitely need to slow it down for me. Just a little bit, you know, just a little bit, okay? I'm a little bit slower with the typing and the reading and the putting it all together, okay? This is a little slower. Not that fast. Yeah, I'm definitely not that fast. Usually I'm worried about your pronunciation. Yeah, the pronunciation sometimes is very astray, but sometimes I can just, you know, fat fingers or something, I don't know. I just end up not even looking and hitting the wrong buttons to totally try to get everyone's name spelt right is the easiest thing I could do, you know, is the easiest thing I could do. Let me quickly close out of this, and we're going to get ready here. So we got everyone in here of our non-qualifiers getting ready. We're going to do 2 races here. So what are we thinking here? We should probably do something decently long, but like something decent, something fun here for all these guys. All these girls, all these peoples. Got everyone in here. Perfect. How many names is that? That's 16. Should be right. Let's see here. Speed run. Do a little speed run. That looks like a nice little one right there. See who's got the most speed here out of the non-qualifiers. We got 16 max racers. We're going to get ready to drop them in here for our first marble race here. All these people are going to get ready to see what they can do. Let me see if I can remember even how to do this. All right. Well, we already messed up because I don't see anyone's names in here. So we're just going to go back to the home page, confirm that. Dang marble race, bro. Unity maps. Not putting people's box, maybe? Try that. There we go. There we go. Got her figured out now, chat. We got her figured out now. We know what we're doing sometimes. Sometimes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in for the Saturday Night Super Series. We got a little bit of a wild one here for all of our non-qualifiers. Everyone going to have an opportunity here. We got two $10 races on the line. The winner will get a extra $10 payday here. And they'll be able to put a little extra coin in their pocket here. Unfortunately, missing the A main feature event, but earning themselves some tow money here in this one as we'll get ready to set these marbles loose. We're going to start this race. Let them go. All right, as they head down this first little bit of a tunnel here, a little bit of a loop-de-loop down into this little hole. They're going to continue to race on down and around. We'll see who can get the lead here early on in this one as things all neck and neck here. Everything tight at the front of the field. See who's going to be the first person to get down into the little drain hole here. And things are, oh my gosh, no one's fallen in yet. They're just going to keep going. They're just going to keep going. They just keep building speed. Oh my gosh. What is happening? What is happening? Oh, a couple of you have gotten very, very close to falling in. Someone's got to soon here. Oh, brother. Oh, it's getting tighter. It's getting tighter. They're going to start falling here soon. They're going to start falling here soon. They got to. They got to start falling. They got to start falling. Oh, my. Oh. Here we go. Out in front. Donovan Sorensen out in front here. 307. Tim Christensen right there behind him. We see some big runs here. Stephen Hart on the other side. PJ Popham as well. Popham's going to jump up and take this lead here. He's going to jump over this big board out in front. Looking to get some big runs here. Trying to get that marble towards the front of the field here. But there's some blockers here. But there's also some big jumps here as well. Getting some extra speed burst. PJ Popham out in front here. Headed down into this little area. Going right down to the start-finish line here. Looks like he's going to get a big lead here. Stephen Hart in tow. Everyone else trying to get through there, but PJ Popham just out in front all by himself here. Has almost the whole track to his advantage. PJ Popham going to work himself nice and slowly through this. Oh, he's going to get launched. He goes off the racetrack. PJ Popham off the track. He's gone. What a bot. There he goes. PJ Popham looked to have the easy win in his back pocket. He's off the track, and he is eliminated from this one. Stephen Hart now in here. And Stephen Hart right there trying to work himself up into it. He's got to be careful here not to get launched off like we saw PJ Popham have an issue with. Oh, this is going to get very, very close as he's headed down through. Looks like he's going to get through there nice and easy. So Stephen Hart down at the final corner here. He's going to hit the finish line, and Stephen Hart is going to pick up the first win here. Donovan Sorensen's going to get launched. He's off the track. Here comes, Zach Hodel coming in position number 2. Chilton, Chase Dunow, Chris Hill, Brian Wax, Shannon Law. They're rounding out our top 7. There goes Terry Boswell off the track. Tim Christensen, Kevin Battering, Lance Dubois rounding out our top 10. Here comes Tommy Bush in there. But it's Stephen Hart picking up the first win here of our non-qualifiers marble race. What a run. What a race right there. Wowzer. Stephen Hart coming home with an extra little bit of a payday there. Earning him some extra coinage in this one. Woo! Stephen Hart. What a run. What a drive right there for that number. 7 ride on the racetrack here of the marble race. That was a lot of fun. That was a good time right there. I just got to learn how to... There we go. Yo, Kayla Quinn Gaming coming in, dropping that heart reaction and the share as well. Kayla, my girl, a good run, good drive right there. That was the first marble race. That was the first marble race right there, Casey. That was the first marble race there. Shannon lost his my ball better win. Unfortunately, he didn't win that one, unfortunately. Not that one, but you're going to get one more opportunity here. One more chance to pick up the win. As there you go, you see the final standings. Brady Miller, Terry Boswell, Donovan Sorensen, and PJ Popham. Popham had that huge lead and got launched off the track right there. You could see the finish line just off in the distance. He was looking to pick up the checkered flag there in the first marble race. Unfortunately, gets yeeted off the track. A DNF, did not finish. Stephen Hart comes through and picks up the checkered flag in the first spot here in this one. Wow. That was going to go, eh? That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild right there. All right, we're going to get ready for our second marble race. Let's go back to the, let me do random track, play again? No, not play again. Let's go back to, it's like the main menu here. Race menu? There we go. All right, we'll get ready for our second race. We want a little bit of a longer one, Chad. That's the big question. We want a little bit of a longer one. Longer one's more of a possibility to fall off the racetrack at some point, but slippery slopes we could jump into, a little frozen, marble mill, space chase. I want in, says Shane Yates. How do I get in? Yates, the only way you could get in is non-qualifiers, brother. It was non-qualifiers. This is all for everyone that didn't qualify for the A-Main feature event. It's their opportunity to earn a little bit of an extra tow money here for the evening, so a little bit of extra money possibly for a couple of the drivers. Stephen Hart already picking up one of those, so what we might do, let me see if I can pull in. Oh, no, all the admins have already left, or they're all up there talking, doing something up there in the chat. Everyone's in there in the general chat up there. Oh, God, I wouldn't even want to imagine what's going on up there. Let me see here. Let's see if I can pull in PJ Popham real quick. Hey, PJ, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth to get a copy. I don't think PJ had a copy. Let me see if I can find one of the other guys then. Where is...
Sorry, I forgot to unmute my mic.
Oh, you're good, you're good. PJ, with the first winner of the non-qualifier marble race, do you want me to remove their name or give them another opportunity to win again?
Remove their name.
Remove their name. Okay, perfect. That's all I wanted to know, brother. I'll let you get back up there and enjoy the fun in the general chat.
Thanks, buddy.
Absolutely. All right. You heard him. So, unfortunately for Stephen Hart, I mean, fortunately, he already picked up the win and earned himself an extra $10 tow money, but unfortunately, not going to have another opportunity. So that means we're going to knock it down to 15 drivers, 15 marbles ready to rock and roll here for our next race as we'll get these drivers loaded in and ready to go. Let's see if we can find something fun to do here. A little endurance test, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Let's go... Let's go slippery slopes. Why not? Slippery slopes. Looking pretty fun. Looking pretty wild there. Let's get these guys out there onto the track. We're going to go 15 marbles now because we only got 15 names in there. So we're going to get ready to set them loose. Ready to rock and roll. Our second marble race about to get underway. Second marble race. Getting ready to rock and roll. You see these guys all up here ready to go to battle. Chris Hill, Joseph Brandy, Lance Dubois up there, probably spelt wrong in that name. Terry Boswell, Tommy Bush, Michael Chilton, Tim Christensen Jr., Shannon Law, Chase Dunow, Kevin Battering, Brady Miller, Brian Wax, Donovan Sorensen, and Zach Hoodle rounding out the field here in this one as we're going to get ready to set them loose, chat. We'll get ready to set them loose. There you go. They're going to fall down. This is like a pretty crazy like little Plingo kind of thing here, eh? Kind of Plingo-ish. It looks like out in front, Brady Miller with the early lead here. Miller out in front. Lance Dubois there in second. Joseph Grandy, Brian Wax, Tim Christensen, everyone else in tow, trying to catch up to Brady Miller as Miller continues to lead the way. A little split in the road here. Brady Miller, see how quickly he can make himself through there. Gets through pretty good. Here comes Lance Dubois, though, on the other end. We'll see if they can get some advancement here. Oh, Lance Dubois out in front now. Dubois is going to jump up and take this lead. He's going to head down into this little cycle area. This is interesting. See if everyone can make it through here. Oh, Joseph Grandy gets a good bounce off of some of the debris in there. And he's going to somehow come out with the lead, but he's going to get past. He's hung up on the debris. Is now Brian Wax out in front. Chase Dunow there in second. Here comes Lance Dubois back up towards the front of the field here, but Brian Wax going to take the lead. Brian Wax out in front. Lance Dubois, Kevin Battering, Chase Dunow, Tommy Bush, our top 5 here in our second marble race for the non-qualifiers of our A main feature event. We'll have to wait and see how they're all going to play out of this one. This is very interesting here. How do they get through here? I don't even know how they get through. Oh, they got to fall down into this little hole here. Someone got a good launch. They might be able to jump across and leapfrog to the front. We'll have to see if anyone can make that move as Kevin Battering's able to jump up into third here. Brian Wax and Lance Dubois, though, out in front. A good-sized lead here as Chase Dunow, Tommy Bush, Shannon Law, Joseph Grandy all down onto this next little platform. And then things get very interesting and very tight here. Brian Wax out in front, the first marble through. Oh, my gosh, they got to go back and forth here on these little bit of a ramp. Oh, Kevin Battering's going to jump in front of Brian Wax now. Wax going to get the inside track here on the next loop back down the hill. Things are very, very interesting. How they get through all of this. No one's fallen off of these yet as the Kevin Battering may take the lead here, but it looks like he's going to get jumped back to third as looks like Joseph Grandy might be back out in front, but it's a tight race here. Tommy Bush on the other side there getting a big run here on the bottom lane. Tommy Bush out in front. He's got who is that? Chase Dunow right there with him. Here comes Lance Dubois and Zach Hoodle as they go through these final little areas. Oh, Tommy Bush going to get hung up. Chase Dunow out in front. Here comes Joseph Grandy, Lance Dubois, Tommy Bush, Kevin Battering. The rest of the field flying in here as well, trying to catch up to this top car, top marble right now. Chase Dunow out in front here. Slide down as he works himself through the crosshairs here. Looks like he's going to make the jump. Does he make it? There it is! Chase Dunow going to pick up the win here. Here comes Tommy Bush, Lance Dubois, Joseph Grandy there in fourth. Kevin Battering, Brian Wax, I think, coming in there as well. There you go, PJ Popham, Michael Chilton, everyone else, Shannon Law, Donovan Sorensen, Terry Boswell, Brady Miller, comes Chris Hill. The battle for last is kind of building up here. Chris Hill trying to catch up to Brady Miller, but not going to be able to get there. Chris Hill coming home here in the last place here in this one. Our second marble race coming down to a good battle, but it's Chase Dunow picking up the second win here this evening. What a run for Chase Dunow, jumping up and picking up the second tow win. So Chase Dunow and Stephen Hart picking up the wins here in the marble races. What a bunch of great runs, some great races right there. The Night Owl coming in, showing the love here, dropping the like on the stream. I appreciate you. Kayla Quinn Gaming says, awesome broadcast as always. Kayla, my girl, I appreciate you coming in, showing the love here throughout the evening, coming in, dropping that share as well, and the heart reaction. I appreciate you, my girl, coming in, showing the love. Man, some great racing action, some great battles out there on the racetrack all evening long, and some great battles here on the marble racetracks as well. But unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here this evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. That was a lot of fun, a ton of fun, some great racing action here all evening long, and then some good marble fun, you know, some good marble fun, some good marble racing, and everything else makes it a great time and a lot of fun here at any racetrack. It's fun. And, man, that was a good time right there. That was a ton of fun. These guys put on a great show for us and really, made everything count as we only had one driver there at the end. Oh, Tim Christensen fell off the map there. I didn't even see Timmy fall off the map, but that was a lot of fun. John Forsberg says, thanks for the broadcast, man. Absolutely, John. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, all the action. A lot of bit of crazy different things, throwing in some marble races here at the end for the, for some extra money for all the non-qualifiers. Obviously having the Dash for Cash, and also throwing in the, the redraw as well. Something that we normally don't do, something that's, special event-wise, and definitely a lot of fun, definitely pretty exciting, seeing where things lined up for people, see how people can do with the extra prizes that were out there. There's also some other cash prizes that were also, in here as well for some of these drivers to earn throughout the race and everything else. I'm not sure exactly which was out there, but definitely some extra money for some of these drivers to put in their pocket throughout the evening, and a huge shout out, I do believe. Let me quickly see. Let me see if I can pull one of the boys back in here again. Let me see if I can get Joseph Brooks back into the Discord here with me. Let me see if I can get Joe in here. There's so many people in there that I can barely get him in here. Hey, Joseph, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I hear you.
Joseph, my boy, just wanted to see if you wanted to give a quick shout out here to any of the sponsors or any of the special sponsors here for this evening, coming in with all the extra money and everything else for the donations and everything for all these drivers, and making this 100 lapper that much bigger and that much better here this evening.
Yeah, I just want to thank all the league sponsors: Tri-City Speed, BBI Racing, Pacer Sign and Design, AC Free Range CPA, PeaceMaker for putting on the broadcast, and then Tommy Bush's business, Bush Barn Incorporated, for putting up the money for this race. It's greatly appreciated. I hope everyone had a good time, and it was eventful. It was eventful.
Definitely an eventful evening. Hopefully you guys don't have too much drama to deal with up there in the general, but I can see there's a lot of people up there, so I'm sure you guys have your hands full right now trying to look through all the video and go through all the drama and everything else. My boy, good luck with that. Have fun with that, and we'll see you guys back here next Saturday.
Perfect. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yes, you as well, Joseph. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for all these drivers, man. What a run, what a race, what a great time here this evening. A huge thank you to everyone tuning in, showing the love, and hanging out with us here throughout the evening in this one. Unfortunately, we're going to call it there on that note. A huge thank you to everyone coming in with the likes, the comments, the shares, the star senders, everyone tuning in over on YouTube and Twitch, any of the new followers or subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and I thank y'all for tuning in, man. Unfortunately, we're going to call it there on that note. We're rolling up the 3-hour broadcast. Holy moly, 3-hour broadcast. That's absolutely insane. But man, that was a great time, a lot of fun, and a lot of great action out there on the racetrack. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in, and I will appreciate you guys tuning in tomorrow, as we got a bunch of racing action to do tomorrow as well. We got 3 big races tomorrow evening, starting at 4 o'clock Eastern time. We'll have one race, and then 7 o'clock we're back at it, and 9 o'clock we're back at it with 3 great races tomorrow evening. So hopefully I see you guys up here in the broadcast booth, and hopefully I see you guys up here in the chat, cheering on the drivers and cheering us on up here in the broadcast booth. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! What a run, what a race, what a show, baby. That was a ton of fun.
I was born to be a fighter, had these dreams and desires. I would be something better, energy, got a fire in my soul to keep burning, a pain that keep hurting, a curse is emerging, feel the thirst, keep on working, I won't stop, I won't quit, to the top of this shit, I get lost in the work, sweat dripping, not a bitch, I get mad, I get pissed, I get after this shit, hit the gas, feel the grip, adrenaline, never miss, I'm not patient, but I've learned to embrace it, cause I've been working, I've been waiting, never complacent, cause I'm so close I could taste it, wanted away from everything I've been chasing. I'm honest and I promise that I got this. I'm launching, all I've wanted has been exhausting. I'll teach you how to harness, control the conscious. You got this, yeah you got this, you gotta want it. Shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah you must be rare. Got 'em like hey, 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 I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. You got one shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or lose your place scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. Got 'em like, hey, I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. Yeah, watch out, I'm fighting hard for the crown. Yeah, no doubt I'll be the best pound for pound. I'm obsessed with winning, this is my house. So watch out, I'm coming to the top. I vow, yeah, I'm addicted to winning. If that's a sin, I'll be sinning. I'm disciplined when I'm in it, and this is just the beginning. The money, yeah, I'll be printing while helping others make millions. See, I'm not selfish, no villain, but still I'm making a killing. I'm here for greatness, you can't lock me into cages. Deserve to be on stages, I will be the greatest. Do it yourself, I made it. DIY from the basement, I'll take my life into my own hands, my own plan. Yeah, I got a backbone, designing my own program. I'll mentor the next wave of the bravest, so don't be late, I'm about to make changes. Shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. Got 'em like, hey, I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. You got one shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or is your place scared? I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. Got 'em like, I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. Yeah, I'm on it, it's my calling.